This week on Friday Night Football, we have reached the penultimate week of the regular season, which means playoff positioning is fully at stake as the Melissa Cardinals host the Upstart Walnut Grove Wildcats Friday night at 7:30. Melissa was considered a major contender preseason, ranked in the top 10 in the state in 5A Division II. They still are talented enough to make a deep playoff run. But if they lose on Friday night, they won't even make the playoffs. That's how good District 4-5A Division II is, the deepest district in the area. Walnut Grove is a big part of why the first-year UIL program has been magnificent. 7-1, upset wins over Frisco Emerson and Lovejoy. And if they win on Friday night, they'll put themselves in prime position to win this incredible district. Players to watch on Friday for Walnut Grove, it's their star running back, Cam Newton. Yes, that's really his name, and he's a terrific player. Over 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns in just 8 games for a Walnut Grove offense that scores nearly 52 points per game. And for Melissa, it's quarterback Noah Schuback, the leader of a dangerous Cardinals offense that puts up 48 a game. He's thrown for 23 touchdowns this year after moving in from Alabama. You can watch live for free Friday night at 7:30 on WFA+. Download WFA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Walnut Grove and Melissa on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Good Friday evening, everybody. It is Friday Night Football again on WFAA+. This week's game, Walnut Grove Wildcats versus the Melissa Cardinals. That's going to take place at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff 7:30. Our coverage will begin just before kickoff on WFAA+. You can stream it live. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. I do see it being mostly cloudy. There's a very low chance, 10% at this point, of some patchy drizzle or a passing sprinkle. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the lower 70s through the entirety of the game. Again, kickoff at 7:30, so as you head into the game, clouds. Again, really low chance for any sort of rain, but it will be comfortable with temps in the low 70s. A reminder, you can watch these live high school football games with live commentary on WFAA+. You can watch it for free by downloading it on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. We are always on, we are always streaming, and again, this Friday, any North Texas high school football games, the weather looks really good.
This week on Friday Night Football, we have reached the penultimate week of the regular season, which means playoff positioning is fully at stake as the Melissa Cardinals host the Upstart Walnut Grove Wildcats Friday night at 7:30. Melissa was considered a major contender preseason, ranked in the top 10 in the state in 5A Division II. They still are talented enough to make a deep playoff run. But if they lose on Friday night, they won't even make the playoffs. That's how good District 4-5A Division II is, the deepest district in the area. Walnut Grove is a big part of why the first-year UIL program has been magnificent. 7-1, upset wins over Frisco Emerson and Lovejoy. And if they win on Friday night, they'll put themselves in prime position to win this incredible district. Players to watch on Friday for Walnut Grove, it's their star running back, Cam Newton. Yes, that's really his name, and he's a terrific player. Over 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns in just 8 games for a Walnut Grove offense that scores nearly 52 points per game. And for Melissa, it's quarterback Noah Schuback, the leader of a dangerous Cardinals offense that puts up 48 a game. He's thrown for 23 touchdowns this year after moving in from Alabama. You can watch live for free Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA+. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Walnut Grove and Melissa on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Good Friday evening, everybody. It is Friday Night Football again on WFAA+. This week's game, Walnut Grove Wildcats versus the Melissa Cardinals. That's going to take place at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff 7:30. Our coverage will begin just before kickoff on WFAA+. You can stream it live. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. I do see it being mostly cloudy. There's a very low chance, 10% at this point, of some patchy drizzle or a passing sprinkle. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the lower 70s through the entirety of the game. Again, kickoff at 7:30, so as you head into the game, clouds. Again, really low chance for any sort of rain, but it will be comfortable with temps in the low 70s. A reminder, you can watch these live high school football games with live commentary on WFAA+. You can watch it for free by downloading it on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. We are always on, we are always streaming, and again, this Friday, any North Texas high school football games, the weather looks really good.
This week on Friday Night Football, we have reached the penultimate week of the regular season, which means playoff positioning is fully at stake as the Melissa Cardinals host the Upstart Walnut Grove Wildcats Friday night at 7:30. Melissa was considered a major contender preseason, ranked in the top 10 in the state in 5A Division II. They still are talented enough to make a deep playoff run. But if they lose on Friday night, they won't even make the playoffs. That's how good District 4-5A Division II is, the deepest district in the area. Walnut Grove is a big part of why the first-year UIL program has been magnificent. 7-1, upset wins over Frisco Emerson and Lovejoy. And if they win on Friday night, they'll put themselves in prime position to win this incredible district. Players to watch on Friday for Walnut Grove, it's their star running back, Cam Newton. Yes, that's really his name, and he's a terrific player. Over 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns in just 8 games for a Walnut Grove offense that scores nearly 52 points per game. And for Melissa, it's quarterback Noah Schuback, the leader of a dangerous Cardinals offense that puts up 48 a game. He's thrown for 23 touchdowns this year after moving in from Alabama. You can watch live for free Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA+. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Walnut Grove and Melissa on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Good Friday evening, everybody. It is Friday Night Football again on WFAA+. This week's game, Walnut Grove Wildcats versus the Melissa Cardinals. That's going to take place at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff 7:30. Our coverage will begin just before kickoff on WFAA+. You can stream it live. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. I do see it being mostly cloudy. There's a very low chance, 10% at this point, of some patchy drizzle or a passing sprinkle. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the lower 70s through the entirety of the game. Again, kickoff at 7:30, so as you head into the game, clouds. Again, really low chance for any sort of rain, but it will be comfortable with temps in the low 70s. A reminder, you can watch these live high school football games with live commentary on WFAA+. You can watch it for free by downloading it on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. We are always on, we are always streaming, and again, this Friday, any North Texas high school football games, the weather looks really good.
This week on Friday Night Football, we have reached the penultimate week of the regular season, which means playoff positioning is fully at stake as the Melissa Cardinals host the Upstart Walnut Grove Wildcats Friday night at 7:30. Melissa was considered a major contender preseason, ranked in the top 10 in the state in 5A Division II. They still are talented enough to make a deep playoff run. But if they lose on Friday night, they won't even make the playoffs. That's how good District 4-5A Division II is, the deepest district in the area. Walnut Grove is a big part of why the first-year UIL program has been magnificent. 7-1, upset wins over Frisco Emerson and Lovejoy. And if they win on Friday night, they'll put themselves in prime position to win this incredible district. Players to watch on Friday for Walnut Grove, it's their star running back, Cam Newton. Yes, that's really his name, and he's a terrific player. Over 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns in just 8 games for a Walnut Grove offense that scores nearly 52 points per game. And for Melissa, it's quarterback Noah Schuback, the leader of a dangerous Cardinals offense that puts up 48 a game. He's thrown for 23 touchdowns this year after moving in from Alabama. You can watch live for free Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Walnut Grove and Melissa on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Good Friday evening, everybody. It is Friday Night Football again on WFAA+. This week's game, Walnut Grove Wildcats versus the Melissa Cardinals. That's going to take place at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff 7:30. Our coverage will begin just before kickoff on WFAA+. You can stream it live. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. I do see it being mostly cloudy. There's a very low chance, 10% at this point, of some patchy drizzle or a passing sprinkle. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the lower 70s through the entirety of the game. Again, kickoff at 7:30, so as you head into the game, clouds. Again, really low chance for any sort of rain, but it will be comfortable with temps in the low 70s. A reminder, you can watch these live high school football games with live commentary on WFAA+. You can watch it for free by downloading it on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. We are always on, we are always streaming, and again, this Friday, any North Texas high school football games, the weather looks really good.
This week on Friday Night Football, we have reached the penultimate week of the regular season, which means playoff positioning is fully at stake as the Melissa Cardinals host the Upstart Walnut Grove Wildcats Friday night at 7:30. Melissa was considered a major contender preseason, ranked in the top 10 in the state in 5A Division II. They still are talented enough to make a deep playoff run. But if they lose on Friday night, they won't even make the playoffs. That's how good District 4-5A Division II is, the deepest district in the area. Walnut Grove is a big part of why the first-year UIL program has been magnificent. 7-1, upset wins over Frisco Emerson and Lovejoy. And if they win on Friday night, they'll put themselves in prime position to win this incredible district. Players to watch on Friday for Walnut Grove, it's their star running back, Cam Newton. Yes, that's really his name, and he's a terrific player. Over 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns in just 8 games for a Walnut Grove offense that scores nearly 52 points per game. And for Melissa, it's quarterback Noah Schuback, the leader of a dangerous Cardinals offense that puts up 48 a game. He's thrown for 23 touchdowns this year after moving in from Alabama. You can watch live for free Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Walnut Grove and Melissa on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Good Friday evening, everybody. It is Friday Night Football again on WFAA+. This week's game, Walnut Grove Wildcats versus the Melissa Cardinals. That's going to take place at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff 7:30. Our coverage will begin just before kickoff on WFAA+. You can stream it live. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. I do see it being mostly cloudy. There's a very low chance, 10% at this point, of some patchy drizzle or a passing sprinkle. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the lower 70s through the entirety of the game. Again, kickoff at 7:30, so as you head into the game, clouds. Again, really low chance for any sort of rain, but it will be comfortable with temps in the low 70s. A reminder, you can watch these live high school football games with live commentary on WFAA+. You can watch it for free by downloading it on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. We are always on, we are always streaming, and again, this Friday, any North Texas high school football games, the weather looks really good.
This week on Friday Night Football, we have reached the penultimate week of the regular season, which means playoff positioning is fully at stake as the Melissa Cardinals host the Upstart Walnut Grove Wildcats Friday night at 7:30. Melissa was considered a major contender preseason, ranked in the top 10 in the state in 5A Division II. They still are talented enough to make a deep playoff run. But if they lose on Friday night, they won't even make the playoffs. That's how good District 4-5A Division II is, the deepest district in the area. Walnut Grove is a big part of why the first-year UIL program has been magnificent. 7-1, upset wins over Frisco Emerson and Lovejoy. And if they win on Friday night, they'll put themselves in prime position to win this incredible district. Players to watch on Friday for Walnut Grove, it's their star running back, Cam Newton. Yes, that's really his name, and he's a terrific player. Over 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns in just 8 games for a Walnut Grove offense that scores nearly 52 points per game. And for Melissa, it's quarterback Noah Schuback, the leader of a dangerous Cardinals offense that puts up 48 a game. He's thrown for 23 touchdowns this year after moving in from Alabama. You can watch live for free Friday night at 7:30 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Walnut Grove and Melissa on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Good Friday evening, everybody. It is Friday Night Football again on WFAA+. This week's game, Walnut Grove Wildcats versus the Melissa Cardinals. That's going to take place at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff 7:30. Our coverage will begin just before kickoff on WFAA+. You can stream it live. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. I do see it being mostly cloudy. There's a very low chance, 10% at this point, of some patchy drizzle or a passing sprinkle. Temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the lower 70s through the entirety of the game. Again, kickoff at 7:30, so as you head into the game, clouds. Again, really low chance for any sort of rain, but it will be comfortable with temps in the low 70s. A reminder, you can watch these live high school football games with live commentary on WFAA+. You can watch it for free by downloading it on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. We are always on, we are always streaming, and again, this Friday, any North Texas high school football games, the weather looks really good.
For the Melissa Cardinals, tonight is a must-win game. Win and you're in the playoffs. Lose and your season ends in 6 days. And they host the first place Walnut Grove Wildcats, the surprise team in Texas this year, on Friday Night Football. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at beautiful and gleaming Kenny Deal Stadium, year number 2 for this building. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, these are 2 of 5 teams in this district that have made District 4-5A Division II the deepest district, certainly in North Texas, maybe in Texas as a whole. It has been a battle all season long.
Mike, it absolutely has. And all you have to do is talk to Coach Nally. He will tell you that redistricting, the realignment, did not do him any favors. It is a dogfight each and every week with every team that he plays. You have Anna, you have Lovejoy, and you have Emerson to boot in that district. And oh, by the way, Walnut Grove as well. Yeah,
Emerson played in the state semi last year. Anna won the 4AD1 state title before bumping up to 5AD2. Melissa and Lovejoy, perennial powers. Everybody thought preseason, all right, those 4 teams will have a heck of a lot of fun in the regular season, but those 4 teams will go to the playoffs, and we'll see where they go from there. And Walnut Grove said, yes, we'd like to stand up and be recognized, please. What a season this team has had. 5-1 in district play, upset after upset after upset, and none bigger than the one that they had 1 week ago tonight on their home field against Lovejoy. The Leopards ranked 9th in the state. Hayes Hackney, the freshman QB, undeterred. Flushed from the pocket, but it's Michael Hauser for the touchdown. 14-7 Wildcats. Lovejoy battled with them all night long. This was a great game, back and forth all night. Jacob Janicek to Dalen McCutcheon, but Walnut Grove always had an answer. John Hudson with a great touchdown grab here despite the deflection, hauls it in. Walnut Grove got a late touchdown run from Cam Newton to get the win, 41-37, and if they hadn't already announced themselves, fully announcing themselves on the statewide stage with that win, Walnut Grove bursting on the scene. And Heckma, to me, the question here is, they've got 1 kid on the entire roster with a Division I offer, and he's had it for 6 days' time. How on earth are they doing this?
Hey, I'm going to take a line from Coach Allison. It don't make no sense. And those are his words. And they're the team that you watch these guys on film. They remind you of that basketball team with 5'5" and 5'8" guys that can't touch the backboard, but they play together. They play defense like their life depends on it. And that's what every team that's gotten in an arena, in a stadium with Walnut Grove, has gotten their absolute best shot each and every night. Friday nights have become a thing in Prosper, Walnut Grove. There's another Prosper school there.
Yeah,
well, 2 of
they've
them,
been playing football for a while.
Absolutely, but this team has added their name to it, and I tell you, they have come out of nowhere.
They also play at a breakneck pace, faster than maybe you've ever seen, and that's part of how they get the job done as well. Players to watch tonight, it is the running back for Walnut Grove, Cam Newton, a junior this year, one of 10 returning starters. That's part of this brand new first-year UIL program that Walnut Grove is. A lot of these kids are back in the fold. That helps, too, to kind of have some consistency, and this kid has been terrific, especially of late.
Hey, Cam, oh, Cam. He is the man, and he is the one that can carry the groceries for Walnut Grove. They depend a lot on this young man, and he is so tough in between the tackles. You talk about how fast they play. He's a part of that. When teams get to looking for him to take the ball or to carry the rock, that play action works each and every time, and they have a quarterback, obviously, that's all-world as well. But Cam Newton, man, he is the bell cow for this team.
His last 2 weeks, 265 and 3 touchdowns against Anna, 210 and 3 touchdowns against Lovejoy. Melissa quarterback Noah Schuback, a move-in from the rather famous Hoover High School in Alabama, has had a terrific season as well for the Cardinals, leading a Melissa offense that scores 47 a game.
He is a godsend for Coach Nally. Talk about a guy that moves into your neighborhood, and oh, by the way, he's got a Hollister for an arm. This kid he's a 3-star. The 4th star is landing as we speak, and he has offers from all around the country. This kid, look, he can make all the throws. He is tough as nails, and as Coach Nally says, he is cut from a different cloth. The kid would play linebacker if we asked him to.
Yeah, he said he's an old school, gritty quarterback for sure. There's 2 other kids that we got to tell you about in this game because they are both freshmen. They are both 14 years old, and they are making a huge difference this year. First for Melissa, it's Bear Tabor. Yes, that kid on your screen is a high school freshman. 6'2", 195, and Tommy Allison from Walnut Grove told us earlier this week, it's like Eric Dickerson running at your forehead.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that kid.
Yeah, Tabor is all downhill. He doesn't know how to run any other way. And I tell you what, he's a great accent to this offense. Play action, again, is one of those that work magnificently for the Cards.
Meanwhile, it is Hayes Hackney for Walnut Grove. We talked about him a little bit in that Lovejoy game, of course. He's been their quarterback all season long. They weren't sure whether or not he'd be the starter preseason, but he kept impressing them all the way through August, and they finally decided we got to give this kid a shot. And here he is with 26 touchdown passes on the year. He has been sensational for them.
Hackney and Tabor was 7 months removed from having to take naps at 11 o'clock in the 8th grade. And here they are playing in a $35 million stadium. Boy, life comes at you fast, doesn't it?
Do or die for Melissa tonight. Walnut Grove can lock up a district title with a win tonight. There's a lot on the line this evening. Kickoff is next in District 4-5A Division II on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the...
Kickoff fast approaching here at Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. And the homestanding Cardinals, knowing what is before them tonight. Win and your season will go beyond November 7th. Lose, and barring a shocking upset in the final week of the regular season somewhere across this district, their season will end next Thursday night in their game at Denison. So they've got everything, Heckma, before them right now, and they are about to take the field. This is a big, big moment for Matt Nally's football team.
Well, what an intro. First of all, they dim the lights in the stadium. They have all of the youth, the future Cardinals here. And, man, this will give you goosebumps, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it's all about. Man, what a program they are building here in Melissa. But, God, man, this stadium is something else. And the environment for this football game is incredible. Enter the Sandman as well. Come on, man.
As the smoke billows out, Melissa ready to take the field.
Wow. Okay.
Go time at Kenny Deal Stadium. Kickoff when we return on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long. The 12-yard touchdown. Cheer on your hometown.
Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer.
Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score.
Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA+.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkin. Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get off to a high...
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
What's up, football fans? It's the best time of the year. Every Monday morning, we want to hear what you have to say about the game. Join me, Mark Istook, Glenn Strutch-Smith, and Rebecca Lopez for the Call-In Show, Monday mornings at 11:30.
Sponsored by Keypost Company.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA original programming.
All right.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Friday Night Football from Kenny Deal Stadium in Melissa. Kickoff moments away as Tommy Allison's Walnut Grove Wildcats have a chance tonight to all but lock up a district title. First year as a UIL program, and Heckma Harrison, what a season they have had. Walnut Grove winners last week over Lovejoy, their only loss all season long, a 55-41 game to Anna 2 weeks ago. They play Frisco Independence 1 week from tonight to round out their regular season. We showed you the district standings off the top of the broadcast. There are 5 teams. It's kind of the haves and the have-nots, if we're being honest, in this district. And those top 5 teams at the top, frankly, are very unlikely to lose to the 4 teams at the bottom. So a lot hangs on this game tonight because both these teams are expected to win their final games of the regular season. Walnut Grove won the toss and deferred. Dominic Ciano to kick it away. Deep for the Melissa Cardinals, Doomy Gatson and Jake Patusik. Heckman, we are ready to roll.
This is going to be a good one, and getting an opportunity to see Schuback come out, deferring to the second half. Does Walnut Grove? This obviously for Melissa, they want to start fast as well.
Here comes Doomy Gatson with a head of steam across the 35, breaking tackles all the way out across midfield. Doomy Gatson with a 47-yard return.
Yeah, special teams is going to have an impact on this game, and you see immediately on the kickoff to open, you're already in plus territory if you're the Cardinals.
Doomy Gatson setting them up with terrific field position, and out comes the Melissa Cardinals offense. Noah Schuback, the junior starting quarterback, moving in from Alabama. Matt Nally said he is a straight running stud. 23 touchdown passes on the year, and he'll go to the air right out of the gates. Well defended on the far side by Noah Salloway, no gain.
Yeah, Salloway playing tight. You see him right at the line of scrimmage. He is not going to allow Tyler Montgomery to break from that pass out from Schuback to Montgomery. Great defense over there by Walnut Grove.
Melissa, one of the perennial powers in 5A Division II, regularly making deep playoff runs. Looking to get to the playoffs this year. Near side complete to Jacob Nye, his favorite target. Schuback to Nye for 14 and a first down.
And I told you, but when we got into this stadium, I said, Mike, you're really going to like this kid, Noah Schuback. And you see him from that far hash mark, the pass to this near side. You got to have a gun to complete those kind of passes.
23 touchdowns on the year, nearly half of them to Jacob Nye, who's got 11 touchdown grabs on the year. 1st and 10, they're going to go deep, looking for Brett Poole, and he overshot him in the end zone.
Boy, Poole had a couple of steps on him, and that's one where Schuback just misses the throw. On the crosser, deep crosser right there, and say that's one of those ones where the Wildcats defensively were caught out of pocket. I mean, just out of position, and Schumacher that's not able to catch up.
2nd down and 10 as a result. You see Schuback standing there next to Bear Tabor, the 6'2", 195-pound freshman. Already a couple of scholarship offers, Baylor and Texas Tech. Near side for Nye, 1st down inside the 20.
And for this kid, Nye, you're going to have to pressure him. Nye is just one of those big body receivers, 6'5", 205 pounds. Talk about a large catch radius.
Melissa facing a must-win tonight. 1st and 10. Schuback, end zone, Nye. Pass was too far out of bounds for Nye to be able to make the adjustment.
Trying to go back shoulder. I'll tell you what, we came in, we talked about Bear Tabor, and what do they come out? They have come out throwing pretty much on every down.
They know they're going to need to score tonight. They average 47 a game, and they're outdone by the Walnut Grove offense that averages 52. 2nd and 10 for Schuback. QB draw, lots of space. Makes the one-man miss. He needed to, and Schuback will score. 19 yards. There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what the flag is. Lights are flashing in the stadium. Offsides on the defense. This one is going to count.
So Noah Schuback from 19 yards out finds the end zone on the QB draw, and Melissa strikes first. Only a minute 24 into the game. The extra point from Sham McGregor. Up and through, 7-0 Melissa. Schuback, Heckma leading a very efficient drive. Right down the field they go. We've seen games in this district get very pointsy, very fast all season long. If nothing else, a start that suggests more of the same.
Hey, recommendation to the Wildcats, you're going to have to bring those cornerbacks up and try and pressure, because Noah Schuback is going to pick you apart. Those long handoffs, those long throws to the outside, he can complete those all day long. You see, he's trying to get his timing down with his receivers. He missed on 2 of those throws, but when it got down to the goal line, you see the confidence that Coach Nally has in Schuback, calling his own number and getting in on that 19-yard run.
Schuback making a guy miss there too, and once he did, it was smooth sailing. And Melissa strikes first, a 6-play, 47-yard drive over just a minute 24, and it's 7-0 Cardinals. McGregor to kick it away. Line drive kick that will go out of bounds.
Oh.
And that will set Walnut Grove up with very good field position.
You know, I groan on those plays, man, because I'm telling you, as a coach, you come out, you have all of the momentum, you're doing all these great things, and then you kick the ball out of bounds and you give a good offense great field position.
Tay O, our referee today, the crew chief of a 7-man crew. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 30 for Hayes Hackney, number 2 on your screen there. The freshman starting quarterback, 26 touchdown passes on the year, 66% completion, only 4 interceptions. He was playing 8th grade football a year ago, and now he leads the district leaders. Makes a man miss in the pocket, fires deep downfield, complete. Zayden Crane on the run. 70 yards for the touchdown. No flags.
So it's going to be one of those, Mike. It's going to be one of those kind of nights. I just said it. Man, this kid, Hackney, I said he was just taking naps in 8th grade. But I tell you what also he was doing. He had an arm on him the whole time. What a throw to open up this game, escaping the pressure in the pocket. One of the things that I love about this kid already, you can tell he's a cool customer in the pocket. His ability to get out of the pocket, throw that ball on a rope to Crane. Man, what an amazing start for the Wildcats. I have no idea. We got 4 more quarters. 3 more quarters of this, Mike. I don't know.
Buckle up, baby. 7-7. Walnut Grove knots it up on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Seven our score. Hayes Hackney to Zayden Crane for 70 yards. 12 seconds after Noah Schubach scored to make it 7-0. Walnut Grove has answered back. And Dominic Ciano to kick it away.
Hayes Hackney on that whole drive with Schubach, he's just over there yawning. Like, when do I get a chance?
Coming near side, it's Jake Patusik on the return and undercut by Jackson Lawrenson. And Melissa's offense will come out for the second time today. They went 67 yards in 6 plays, if memory serves, over just 1:24 to start the game. And now Noah Schubach and company will look to go back to work. We expected this was going to be a track meet kind of football game, maybe more so than any game, Heckma, that we've done this year. This district has been that way all season long.
No, it absolutely has, but I tell you what, I came out early and got an opportunity to get down on the field, and what an offensive line Schubach has.
And Bear Tabor running behind that big offensive line, picks up 10 and a first down on the first play of the possession.
Yeah, and you see these guys opening up holes on the outside and allowing number 22 to get through and for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 34. Tabor again. Breaking to the outside, breaks a tackle and lowers his shoulder. Another pickup of 10 and another first down. How on earth is this kid a freshman?
Yeah, I don't know. It's another one of those situations where you ask, let's go check the birth certificate again, because he is running through the face mask of Wildcats.
1st and 10 at the 44. Schubach flushed and grabbed from behind. Schubach does a nice job to turn this into a positive gain. He'll pick up 2 on the play.
That is that toughness that Coach Nally was talking about. His number 91, Hans Randall, has him kind of horse collar, but he lets go. Just see the toughness of this young man. Have him listed at 6'1", 190 pounds. Boy, he plays a lot bigger than that.
Matt Nally told us he's an old school QB. You talked about it earlier, that if he needed to, he'd go play linebacker too. Facing the blitz, the delayed blitz, and enter through his intended target, Tyler Montgomery.
Yeah, trying to get out to his left and make that throw across his body to Montgomery. Again, one of the things that I can see right now from these wide receivers, they're giving him a shot, giving him a chance. Running into a lot of open spaces here for this Wildcats defense.
3rd and 8 now for the Walnut Grove defense, led by Tyrell Leonard, their defensive coordinator. 25.8 points allowed per game. They want to try and take away what you do best. What do they try and take away here on 3rd and 8? Shoeback, incomplete. In the passing lane was Leon Krasniqi. 4th down.
And Krasniqi, he comes out of his linebacker position, gritting into the flat, and he's trying to undercut this throw.
He got just enough of it for Montgomery not to be able to make the catch. Melissa's going to go for it here on 4th and 7 at their own 47. Got to get to the 46 for a first down. Shoeback. Looks like he's going to quick kick it. Backed up a little further, sets up Bear Tabor as a blocker, and will punt it away. Nobody back there for Walnut Grove, and it bounces out of bounds at the 21.
So I got enough of it, but gets the ball up to the 22-yard line. I'm sure he would have liked to have gotten more on that ball.
Or if nothing else, keep it closer to the field, keep it in the field of play so you can take advantage of the roll that you're going to get with nobody back there to cover the punt for Walnut Grove. But Hackma, earlier than we probably thought we would, we have seen a punt in this football game as Walnut Grove makes a stop. The Wildcats under head coach Tommy Allison, their first season is a full-blooded UIL program, playing 5A D2 ball in the toughest district in the state at this level. Played an outlaw schedule a year ago and went 3-7 in their first year as a program. And Allison said, listen, it's a lot of the same guys. He said, I really don't know how we're doing this, but Cam Newton is a big part of the answer, and he picks up 7 or 8 on the first play of the possession.
I tell you what, when you look in the other side for the Wildcats offensive line, they don't have the same size, but one thing that you could see is the discipline in their blocking scheme as they're right back to the line of scrimmage.
They will go as fast as could be. 2nd and 2. Quick throw far side for Luke Watkins, who struggles his way forward. He'll have the first down. Kept pushing the pile out to the 35. There you see the Walnut Grove offense on your screen. 51.8 points per game. Tyler Chronister, their offensive coordinator. As their head coach Tommy Allison told us this week, Hackma, smash the gas. That is their style. Newton gets out the back door. Cam Newton with a good block downfield from Watkins into Melissa territory.
He is just so quick and elusive. For all of those people out there that don't know about Cam Newton, I tell you what, man, just the name association alone should get this guy some attention, because you see it right there. He'll get to the outside and again continue to move the chains for the Wildcats.
20 yards on the play, and here comes Hackney again. Near side, Watkins complete, breaks a tackle. Watkins is inside the 25.
Absolutely. Man, I tell you what a treat to watch Watkins. 6'4", 185 pounds, the only guy on this team to have a scholarship offer, and I think we see why right there.
Timeout, Melissa. 7:49 on the clock in the first quarter. And Matt Nally and defensive coordinator Todd Pennington burn a timeout here. Already, Hackma, the pace that Walnut Grove plays at, showing itself.
Hey, and all of this that they're doing, it shouldn't be a surprise on Melissa. They've got to get realigned, get back up to the line of scrimmage. What ends up happening to teams is you have Cam Newton start to break these big runs off. Man, those are the things that tire defenses out, because you're always having to run, pursue, tackle a guy like that. Get back into your stance, and the next thing you know, you got another big bomb coming over the top of your head. They have to stay disciplined. They have to stay true to who they are as a defense, because right now Hackney is throwing into wide open spaces.
Couple of YouTube comments here. Chase Rodenhaver says, let's go Walnut Grove. I need Emerson to make the playoffs. That is what's on the line here. Either Melissa or Emerson will make the postseason depending on who wins this football game. Zian says, let's go Melissa. I need Lovejoy to win the district.
A lot of different interests in this game, huh?
Yes, there is. 1st and 10 at the 21 out of the timeout. Hackney's going to run with it on the QB draw. Lowers his shoulder, and the 5'10", 160-pound QB's got 8 on 1st and 10.
And this is not a normal freshman quarterback. And it's, first of all, it's his placement on the ball and his understanding of the offense.
2nd and 2, flips it to Newton. Nicely done to knife through and make the tackle. Hudson Zufelt, the defensive end.
Well, they're trying to run behind number 72, Nathan Hema. He just needs a K in that name somewhere. Yeah. I like the name, all right? But they're trying to get behind big number 7.
Just slot a K in there between the E and the M.
That's it.
Nathan Heckma.
My man. And he is trying to get to the outside, making a great block, but the defense able to undercut it and get a tackle. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down here in the first quarter.
3rd down and 4 here for Hackney and company. Melissa showing blitz off both edges. They come with 5. Grove picks it up over the middle, touchdown. Hackney undeterred finds Hudson over the middle for 6.
What a beautiful ball from Hackney. This is just a post route. Look at the steam that he puts on that ball. And this is a 7-on-7 crime right there. There's no way that they could stay. Rocky Dunn, the safety, is trying to stay matched up with Hudson. And it is just, man, it's abuse out there in the middle of the field.
14-7 Walnut Grove. Hackney to John Hudson. And the Wildcats have the lead for the first time tonight on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Coach Kenny Deal Stadium, the site tonight for Friday Night Football. 2nd year for this stadium. $35 million for this palace that is a classroom as well. And for those of you that might be saying, well, how much did they spend on their students and the academics and everything? $200 million. So yeah, the priorities are just fine here in Melissa, Texas. Short kickoff here, brought out to the 38, and that's where Melissa's offense will get back to work. 606 of you with us right now on the WFA YouTube channel. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, as we will bring you a high school football game each week here on Friday Night Football. Click the share button and share the feed around with your friends in the Melissa and Walnut Grove communities, the Texas high school football community at large. One of the 608 now watching, Elena Sue. Almost bedtime for you, Munchkin. Sitting on the couch with Mama watching a football game.
Yeah, Elena, it's time to go to bed.
That little girl has had herself a day. Tummy's been bothering her all day. Hope you're feeling better, kiddo. 1st and 10 for Melissa. Shoeback to the air. Good recovery by the corner on the far side. Salloway knocked it away.
Yeah, Salloway doing a great job over there, but Brett Poole just falls down on this route. He's trying to catch it from his knees, but that is just not gonna cut it. Not able to get back to the ball and make that catch.
Tabor lowering his shoulder and bullying his way to the 45. Give him 6.
And that's one of the things I think, Mike, for Coach Nally's offense, you got to feel like, man, we got to get into some kind of rhythm in this running game. Get Tabor running downhill, and what that does do is that keep your clock running, keeps your offense out there on the field. I mean, look, you got to find a way to slow this Wildcats offense down one way or another. They're coming out, they're quick strike, and they're also scoring fast right now against the Cardinals.
Melissa, a team that has been dealing with injuries all year. Dalton DeBavne broke his hand a week ago. He's not playing tonight. Demondre Tasby, their starting center, not out there tonight as well. That one is knocked away from Jacob Nye. Good hand fight from Antoine Van Tonder, and it's 4th down.
Van Tonder, that is, I'm telling you what, that's how you play the cornerback position. Just staying busy, keeping your hands on a guy. Man, he is not going to allow for Jacob Nye to make that easy catch.
Can Melissa afford to punt the ball away here? 4th down and 4. Tabor steps up. Shoeback steps back. This looks like when they punted on the last possession. And yes, they will punt it away. Much better job to keep this ball in the field of play this time by Shoeback, and that's going to pin Walnut Grove all the way back at the 12-yard line. 44 yards on the punt from the quarterback, Schuback.
Boy, this is, look, right now for this Melissa offense, they've got to figure out a way to get back into some type of rhythm. They've got to attack this Wildcats defense. They're kind of throwing these balls side to side, and they've got to find a way to try and attack these guys in the middle of the field. Kick off the holiday season with Texas Day Brazil online holiday gift card promotion. Get extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy at Texas Day Brazil website, receive $25 bonus card. Or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. Share the ultimate Brazilian dining experience and treat yourself too.
Hackney looking deep. That ball got tipped by, I think, the helmet of Rocky Dunn, and it's incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Only way to stop Hackney is to use your head. Literally on these kinds of plays, you've got to stay in these guys' hip pockets, because you see right now that this Wildcats offense is attacking the Cardinals down the field.
It is a dangerous proposition to punt the football against Walnut Grove. False start, I think, but a discussion here to make sure.
Well, they got Lucas Hickey, number 77, with some movement. Nobody's moving. They're going to call it on the defense.
The defense.
Whoa.
5-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd and 5, says Tay-O, our crew chief tonight.
Yeah, big number 5, Jacob Wasserman, out on the edge. Well, what a contrast between these two offensive lines. I think the tallest guy on this offensive line for the Wildcats is number 77, Lucas Hickey. Everybody else is 5'9", 6 foot.
Newton into the pile. The pile moves backward. Give him 2. It's 3rd and 3.
And that's where the defense, this is where it's going to have to come from, in the trenches. You cannot allow for Cam Newton to catch the outside. That speed already is something that is apparent, and he's literally just running away from this defense.
3rd down and 3, an opportunity here for this Melissa defense, giving up 20 a game. Defensive coordinator Todd Pennington trying to draw something up here to get Hayes Hackney off the field. Pressure shown off the edge from Dimka. They come with it. Hackney stepped up in the pocket, and he's taken down. Melissa with the sack, and they force a 4th down for Walnut Grove.
Boy, how badly needed was that stop right there, and they catch him trying to sneak between those two defensive tackles. Kendall Taylor is there to sack the freshman.
Walnut Grove will quick kick with Hackney, just like we've seen Schuback do for Melissa. And he will take a step back here and punt the football away. Gets a good foot on it.
Yes, he does.
That will roll all the way inside the 30 and fall dead at the 26. 58 yards on the punt from Hayes Hackney. What can't this young man do?
I don't even want to know, but I can tell you this. What he can do is he can play the heck out of some football. And this is just all of the design right now. You're looking at Coach Allison, the way that he is, this attack-centric offense that he has is really has this defensive coordinator on his heels right now. He's trying to switch up his coverage, but one of the things that he has to do is get pressure on this quarterback and just make him uncomfortable.
So out comes Melissa here, 1st and 10. Schuback looking to get back to work and knot this football game up as they start at their own 26. Deep ball, looking for Nye.
Oh.
Overshot him.
Well, get a little bit of hand fighting down the sideline. Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
We will bring you the entirety of the halftime show. The Walnut Grove Marching Band, the Walnut Grove Silver Elite Dance Team, the Melissa High School Mighty Cardinal Band. Tabor here on the carry. Nothing doing, maybe got a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. and the Melissa High School color guard. The Melissa High School Mighty Cardinal Band was named the 2024 official band of Texas high school football earlier this year. The show from each of those 4 units coming your way at halftime here at Deal Stadium.
Mike, this is a big third down coming up here for the Cardinals. They've been 3 and out, or at least not had much going in rhythm of offense.
0 for 2 on third down so far tonight. Over the middle, incomplete. No flags. Tyler Montgomery got up looking for one. None coming from the officiating crew, and Melissa will have to punt again.
Oh, they try and get another crosser right there for Tyler Montgomery. You got to come down with it. Great height and size on that wide receiver, but just not able to come down with the pass. I tell you, I said it right before that pass, how important that third down was for Melissa.
They're not going to punt it here. Going for it. Schuback flushed forward in the pocket. He will not get anywhere. The sack from Walnut Grove and a turnover on downs. Wildcat football at the 23.
What an absolute gamble right here on third down. Not playing field position. Nally trying to gamble, and just the blocking fell apart last minute. And Jack Jones with the sack on Noah Schuback.
And Hayes, Hackney and company will take over. Officially the 25 is where they spot it. 1st and 10, Walnut Grove. Shout out in the YouTube comments to Jeff Piper, says, hi Mike and Hackma. Luke Watkins' grandparents watching the game from Southwest Florida.
Hey.
Appreciate you being here. Hackney, pressured, trying to dance away, and he's got nowhere to go. Finally snowed under by Colin Craig.
I tell you, Hackney got a little Houdini in him. Look at him scrambling here. You think he's going to be sandwiched between 2 defenders, where he literally is right there, but he escaped early.
Eventually. A loss of 8 on the play, 2nd and 18. The initial jump cut, though, you're right, was unbelievable.
Yeah, right?
For a moment, he left Colin Craig in his dust. Craig was able to recover and make the sack. Pressure again off the edge. Newton picks it up, but right up the middle comes more pressure, and down he goes again. 6 more on the loss, and it's 3rd and a mile.
Todd Pennington, the defensive coordinator for Melissa, he is getting sick of this. All right, he's like, look, I am not going to let this freshman sit back, eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and pick me apart. I'm going to come after him, and I'm going to make him feel the heat, all right? I like it.
Hayes Hackney's got an Uncrustable back there in the pocket.
Exactly, man. This guy's got a bib on.
Colin Craig and Hudson Zufeld combining on the sack. It's 3rd and 24. Far side, Watkins will pick up some of it. Beg your pardon, it's Hudson on the catch. Give him 6 on the reception, and it's 4th down and 18. Kind of no man's land here, so they might as well go for it with 101 seconds left in this first quarter.
What they've been really good at is when they go to those post routes, they are exposing the middle of the field. They had the matchup with Rocky Dunn last time.
Officially 4th and 17. Hackney again taken down. Hudson Zufelt again. Melissa's defense turning up the heat on the freshman.
And Zoo, I'm telling you, you see him right now getting that penetration. That's just using your head and your hands, and that's how you take a quarterback down.
John Lasker in the YouTube comments, apropos, this game's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm with you.
1:25 in the first, and Melissa takes over on downs at their own 38. Tabor, undercut, well done on the tackle. Jack Jones, the linebacker, getting a piece of him.
If Jack Jones doesn't get that shoestring tackle, it looks like Bear has had some room to pick up more than just the first down. Boy, that may have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
Officially a gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9. Schuback underneath. Backing his way to the 46, maybe the 47 is Reese Carter, the tight end. Comment here from John Lasker says, uh-oh, got the freshman shook a bit. I will say this, based on what we've seen so far from Hayes Hackney, he's a hard kid to shake.
He ain't shook. He'll be back.
3rd and 2 for Melissa. Tabor.
Oh, Tabor.
Stacked up. Melissa's defense pushes him back, a loss of a yard on the play. Keller Pittenger in the middle of it all.
And you got to bring up a 4th and short here. I don't even believe that Coach Nally even thought about it. The way that his defense is playing right now, maybe they figured something out about this Walnut Grove offense, but whatever it is, I think they have a full confidence right now in this 4th down play, because they do call a timeout.
Yeah, end of the first here in Melissa. 14-7, Walnut Grove with the lead. A big 4th and 2 after this.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Let's bring you back to 2011 and the first state title in Melissa program history. Facing Hempstead, and quarterback Wes McQueen got the Cards on the board first, hitting Mason Hart for the 17-yard TD. 7-zip Melissa early. Later, more for McQueen. This time hitting Jackson Webb on a 68-yard pass up the sideline. The catch and run from Webb made it 21-7 Cardinals. Melissa got some efforts from the running game as well. Christoph George ran for a pair of touchdowns late in this one. Melissa with a 28-15 win over Hempstead to win the first state title in program history. Now athletic director Seth Stinton, head coach of that Melissa team that won the first title in program history. Start of the second quarter, 4th down and 2. They will go for it. Tabor up the middle. He's got the first down. Out to the midfield stripe, and the Cardinals move the chain.
Well, you got to use that big body, that big back to just move the crowd, basically. And, man, if you got a kid that big, continue to rely on him. That play action is going to work, and it's going to pay dividends for the Cardinals.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Peyton Porter now in there at running back. Their reserve running back, who is 6'5" and 188 pounds. And he gets the carry, and he's out the back door. Peyton Porter inside the 30, galloping his way inside the 15. 40 on the carry for Peyton Porter. Welcome to the football game.
6'5"?
Uh-huh.
Okay. 6'5", 188 pounds, and look at the wheels on this kid. That is amazing. You take out Bear and you bring in, what do you call this, a giraffe? I don't know, 6'5", 188. This kid got some wheels.
Schuback on the QB draw here on 1st and goal, picks up 3.
Wow.
To the 7 for Schuback. Peyton Porter. Yeah, when I saw that earlier this week, wait a second, their backup running back is 6'5", and we talked with Matt Nally about it. They've got height everywhere. Jacob Nye is 6'5", Tabor is 6'2", Reese Carter is tall, Tyler Montgomery 6'2", Poole 6'3", Nye 6'5", everywhere you look. Tabor to the 5, give him 2 more, and it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Melissa Heckma very close here to tie in this football game up. And it feels like every time you touch the football, you got to go get 7.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's got to be the growing consensus amongst the coaching staff as well. But I think they discovered something, Mike, on defense. They're finding a way to get pressure, but you're right. You got to cash in right here.
Schuback. End zone shot for Nye. Hauls it in. Boxed him out in the end zone. Touchdown, Melissa.
I love that you said that, Mike, because I was just about to say somebody bring a basketball into that stadium, because that's exactly what that was. That was a rebound. And all of the height out here on this field for the Melissa Cardinals, you better use it. And you see right there, number 9, Jacob Nye, using all of that frame.
An 8-play, 62-yard touchdown drive. Jacob Nye capping it off. 14 all. We've got a fun one brewing here on Friday Night Football. Back after this.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
District 4-5A Division II, one of the very best in all of Texas high school football. Walnut Grove in first place coming into tonight, courtesy of their win head-to-head against Lovejoy a week ago. A win tonight for Walnut Grove would all but lock up a district championship. They play next week against Frisco Independence. We mentioned earlier kind of the haves and have-nots, kind of draw a line on that screen below the teams that are above 500. Those top 5 teams, those are the haves, and those are the teams that have been battling for these 4 playoff spots.
Just a ton of tough teams in there, though.
It's
I'll tell
crazy.
you what. And Coach Nally said it, man. One of the 5th team that is left out of the playoffs is going to be a really tough team. And, man, if whoever it is, and look, if you don't know anything about Emerson has a really, really good defense. And, man, Anna, really, really good offense. Just a ton of really good teams. And for me, I think Walnut Grove has been the biggest surprise of every last one of them. Like you said, it was almost like a far-gone conclusion of the teams that you put up there in the top 4.
Yeah.
And no one even considered Walnut Grove. Man, they've shocked the world.
They take over here, 1st and 10 at their own 25 after the touchback. Newton. Oh, nice move. Strung out nicely eventually by this Melissa defense. Only a gain of 2, but he made a couple of nice moves on his way there.
Well, hello, Cam Newton. Look at this. I believe this is number 41, dead to rights, and oh, he missed him completely.
Quickly back to the line. The swing pass to the far side picks up 7 on the play. Hayden Cooley on the receiving end. First time we've called his name tonight. Sets up 3rd down and a yard. It was November 1st of a year ago that Walnut Grove had wrapped up their outlaw schedule. They went 3-7 a year ago, playing all non-district opponents. They weren't yet in a UIL district. And they began their process of building for 2024 on November 1st. Now here they are exactly a year later with a chance to sew up a district championship with a win tonight. Very close on this run here for Newton. Hayes Hackney saying it's a 1st down. And the line judge on the far side agrees, yes, move the chains, but only just barely.
I thought they were very generous on the spot. I can't wait to see this replay. Man.
Rocky Dunn was there to meet Cam Newton in the hole. Hackney's going to keep it, now throw it to Cooley. Cooley lost the football. Still loose and scooped up. On the run for Melissa. Doomy Gatson cuts back and scores. 38 on the fumble return.
The Cardinals needed something big like this to happen. Hackney gets out into space, even fooling our camera guys. But who's not fooled? These guys on the outside that are stripping at the football. Number 21, Doomy Gatson. That's how you get it done. And also using those wheels and his vision to set up blocks to get into the end zone. What an answer. What an answer by the Melissa Cardinal defense.
Doomy Gatson forced the fumble, recovered the fumble, returned it for a touchdown. And Melissa, for the first time since 7-0, has the lead again on their home field. Doomy Gatson with a singular effort on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Doomy Gatson with the fumble return for a touchdown. 21-14 Melissa. Kickoff checked up at the 3-yard line. No choice but for Walnut Grove to return it, and they won't get far. Out to the 13-yard line. Not much running room to be had for Jake Beller. And it's rough starting field position here for Hayes Hackney, the freshman QB, and this Wildcat offense.
Yeah, they're just going to have to stay the course. You know how fast these guys are going to play. I was going to say in that last drive where they ended up with the fumble recover for a touchdown, that they were playing at a different speed. You could tell they were already moving fast, but they were moving even faster with trying to get the ball out of Hackney's hands.
It was a great play design, too, and they executed it well right up until the point where Doomy Gatson said, "Give me that football." Newton on the handoff, dances his way for 3, maybe 4.
Now the concentration, I believe, for the Melissa defensive line, they have got to get into this offensive line right now for the Wildcats. Penetration is a must. Cannot let Cam Newton have a full head of steam running downhill.
Hackney, deep ball, single coverage, put it right on him, in stride. Zayden Crane inside the 35. 54 on the catch.
Mike Leslie, the touch on this ball is outstanding. I mean, that is chef's kiss. He's just handing it.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm telling you, he just walked that thing right out there to him. Man.
Timeout, Melissa. Timeout, Melissa, because Matt Nally said, "Hang on a second, you're not snapping it already."
No.
We're not letting that happen.
These guys,
Tommy Allison's going, go, 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 go.
This holiday season, get extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy on Texas Day Brazil's website, receive a $25 bonus card, or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. A Texas Day Brazil gift card is a gift of a special night out for friends, family, clients, or employees.
7:42 to play, second quarter here on Friday Night Football. Walnut Grove trailing for just the second time tonight. Noah Schuback had the early 19-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0. Hackney with a couple of touchdown passes to Zayden Crane and John Hudson to make it 14-7. But now Melissa has answered back. Noah Schuback to Jacob Nye for the touchdown pass just a couple minutes into the second quarter, and then the Doomy Gatson strip, scoop, and score to make it 21-14. Now Walnut Grove looking to answer out of the timeout, and an empty set for the freshman, Hackney. That ball may have been tipped on its way to John Hudson, and it's incomplete.
Absolutely, and that's another one of those things, the advantage of going up against an offensive line the size of the Wildcats. You get your hands up. Hackney, you know, he plays big, but he's 5'10", 160 pounds. Mm-hmm. But get those hands up, man. Maybe you get an opportunity to knock a ball down, at least tip one, as you saw right there.
Play action over the middle to Hudson, in and out of his hands. Just too much mustard on it.
Too much mustard, but I'm telling you right now, he is running into an open area. If he's able to complete this, Mike, he's got some running room.
Look at him shaking his hand out. Yeah. That thing had some heat on it from Hayes Hackney.
He said, man, I need to catch this thing with oven mitts on.
3rd and 10 for Hackney and the Wildcats. Newton motions out to an empty set. They've got to get to the 22. Over the middle. Incomplete, looking for Watkins, and it's 4th down.
And Doomy Gatson, the man that's in coverage right there, bringing up 4th down. They keep the offense out here. Like you said, this is no man's land. Maybe a long field goal. They trust their quarterback. 4th and 10, trust me. They know that they've missed on a couple of those throws in the middle of the field. Let's see if they go back to it.
They are in range for Dominic Ciano. They feel like he's got range to 51, 52 yards. But Tommy Allison told us earlier this week, I don't like kicking field goals. I want no part of kicking field goals. I want 7, not 3. They'll go for it here on 4th and 10. But before that, Tommy Allison wants to talk this over a bit more.
Yeah, I don't blame them. They're in a tough spot right here. I'll tell you what, for the Cardinals defense, if they are able to get a hold, this is going to be big for them. Tune in for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
We will bring you the entirety of the halftime show from all 4 units, the marching bands, the drill teams, the dance teams, in 7 minutes and 31 seconds worth of game time. We saw a game a week ago, Heckma, where it was already halftime, I think about 20 minutes ago, between Allen and Prosper. Both teams were running the football ad nauseum. That game flew by. It's 8:22 at night. There's still 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. This game might go to Election Day.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be here.
4th and 10 out of the timeout for Walnut Grove. Hackney with an empty set again. Pressure over the middle, complete, on the run to Cooley. Hayden Cooley inside the 5, 1st and goal at the 1. 31 yards on 4th and 10.
Mike, I told you, they missed on a couple of those throws to the middle of the field. I knew they were going to come back to it. They finally get Max Corbin matched up. And, man, what a dot from the freshman. This kid is... That's not a normal freshman right there.
No, he is not, my man. Player down here for Melissa in the end zone. That is the timeout on the field. And it is Doomy Gatson, the young man who's had a terrific night already here in the first quarter and a half. Being tended to by the Melissa athletic training staff. Allie Berman, Brianna Williams, Allison Lestrapes out to check on Doomy Gatson, the junior defensive back. Looks like he may just be kind of stretching out his calf, maybe a cramp. Is certainly not as warm as we have seen some other nights this season, but you can still get cramping, especially when you're trying to keep up with this Walnut Grove offense and their pace.
Yeah,
it can happen.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. The pace is one thing. They're trying to deal with it out there, and you know, thank God for cooler weather. I saw Pete Delkus in the weather just said it's going to be in the 60s. I said, oh, man, by 8 o'clock, it'll be around 61, 62 degrees. Thank God, Pete. Thank you. God, we need it. We need it so bad.
61, 62, and yet this Wildcat offense will heat you up to 120 all by themselves. Out of the injury timeout, 1st and goal for the 1. Hackney with Newton to his left. Straight ahead, Cam Newton stacked up. No gain on the play.
And I think for anytime you have a defense that's facing an offense that's playing as fast as the Wildcats do, man, you welcome being in the red zone. Shortens the area. I mean, obviously you don't want to be scored on, but you don't have as much room to cover is basically what I'm trying to say.
And this is a Walnut Grove offensive line that is not terribly big. This may be advantage Melissa in this scenario. They try to go Newton again. Bowls his way straight forward. He's closer this time. Far sideline judge running right down the goal line. Melissa's trying to say they came out of there with the football. Coming out with the ball in his hand was Jake Patusik. They say the play had ended. No, it is not a touchdown, but they are going to put the ball at about the 3-inch line. Look at how close that ball is to the goal line.
Goodness gracious.
I know Hayes Hackney's not a big kid, but when you need an inch, shotgun again, 3rd and goal. Newton again, tries to hop over the pile, backs his way into the end zone.
Wow. What an effort right there by Cam Newton. He doesn't get in the first time, and you can tell, man, he's just continuing to keep those legs moving and finds a way. I think number 77 is, wow, Lucas Hickey, his offensive tackle, he pulls Cam Newton with him into the end zone.
A 9-play, 87-yard touchdown drive for Walnut Grove. Newton capping it off with the 1-yard touchdown run. Try again for Cam Newton. He has his 21st touchdown of the year, and we are tied again at 21, mid-second quarter on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Walnut Grove to kick it away, tied up again at 21. Short kick here from Ciano. A little confusion there for Melissa, but it is eventually Nye who fields it and brings it out to the 24-yard line. Please let us know in the YouTube comments where you're tuning in from tonight and if you've got a favorite player on either one of these two teams. Jeff Piper saying, can't have turnovers in this kind of game. Let's go, Cats. A commenter named Doomy comments that Doomy Gatson is the GOAT. Okay. Sharing a name and also a big fan. John Lasker says that pass was perfect. Dang, about the Hackney rope over the middle to Cooley that picked up the first down just before the touchdown. Taking over is Melissa, and here comes Peyton Porter again. Who wants to get in the way of 6'5" Peyton Porter? 23 to start the possession here for Peyton Porter.
I think they found something with this young man at the running back position. He's not somebody that we had on our radar for playing running back. He was listed as a defensive end linebacker in the preseason. Man, I think they found a new home for number 18.
Porter, a junior, working in tandem with Tabor. And Porter will get the handoff again. Does a nice job to just find the open grass in the defense and picks up 9 more.
And I think that is such a luxury if you're Coach Nally. You have two guys that are obviously really big in stature, but two different types of running styles. Bear is one of those guys, obviously, he just wants to run until you run through you. On the other side, you have number 18 in Porter. He's a guy that can run away from you.
Tabor spins his way, nearly kept his feet, picks up the first down.
And Bear says, yeah, as you were saying, I like to run through people. Check the spin move out.
Just enough of him from Jacob Sutton to undercut him and keep it from being a much bigger gain. Hanging Pawns says Walnut is going to win. Joe Riley says let's go Walnut Grove. Danny Allison says need a big stop, Grove.
Oh, wow.
That will qualify. Bear Tabor with nowhere to go. 5 white jerseys on top of them.
Kai Bellard, number 58. You see the penetration right here on the outside. They're continuing to get through. They're just shooting the gap right now for the Wildcats. They're not trying to take these big bodies on. These big guys are going to have to figure out a way to reach them.
Loss of 3. It's 2nd and 13. The hard count there from Schuback nearly got a defensive lineman to jump off. 9 on the play clock as he barks out signals to the offensive line. They snap it with 2. Schuback. Wide open, Jacob Nye. First down and then some. Down to the 21, a pickup of 21.
This is a beautiful pass right there from Noah Schuback. He drops that into a bucket for Jacob Nye, and Nye, understanding coverage, fits perfectly in between defenders.
Melissa with some pace back to the offensive line. 1st and 10 at the 22. Porter. This time, Walnut Grove's defense up to the task, only a gain of a yard.
Wow, this kid, number 97, Christopher Williams. Have him listed, okay, 5'9", 285 pounds. He is as tall as he is wide. Look at this kid down here. I'm telling you, that is an immovable object, number 97.
That's a freshman. That's another freshman in this game.
He's a freshman?
Yes. He is a freshman as well. Near side, the pass is complete, but to a kneeling Jacob Nye. Play ends right there. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Freshman. Okay.
It's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
And still growing. Grove showed pressure, backed off of it. Schuback with time, flushed out of the pocket now, trying to run away. Breaks a tackle and lowers his shoulder for the first down. Inside the 10. Yes, that young man can play linebacker, Matt Nally. 1st and goal, Cardinals.
He is so tough. And look, here's the thing. He is trying to look up, to keep his eyes up the field, trying to find a wide receiver. But once he sees that marker, he understands that he has to pick up the first down. And Noah Schuback does what any tough quarterback will do. He just takes it upon himself to pick up the first down.
To break through the ankle tackle of Pittenger and then be able to balance up and lower his shoulder into Krasniqi. That was high-class stuff from Noah Schuback to set up 1st and 10. Porter into the pile, give him 2. 2nd and goal, and a timeout called here. I thought.
Hey, you think it's a timeout because the game's been moving so fast.
It is a timeout called by Walnut Grove. Okay. Didn't think I was going crazy. It is indeed a timeout. Tommy Allison using his 2nd timeout of the half. So now both teams with 1 remaining here in the half with 1:07 to play in this 2nd period. 21 all our score as Melissa drives deep into Walnut Grove territory. It is Walnut Grove ball to start the 2nd half. So points here for Melissa Heckma feel important because you know you're going to get another big dose of Hayes Hackney and Cam Newton to start the 3rd quarter.
And what you don't want to do is you don't want to have this drive stall out. Allison call some timeouts and get his team back on the field before the end of half. They move so fast. This is easy work. Talk about a 2-minute drill. They live in the 2-minute drill.
Yes,
so
they do.
They would be so unbothered by going out there with at least 40 seconds left to try and at least get a field goal, and they get the ball back to begin the 2nd half, as you just mentioned.
It'll be 2nd and 8 out of the timeout. Schuback. Near side, short of the goal line. Brett Poole's got the catch. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Looks like they mark him out of bounds at the 4.
Wow. I thought he was a lot closer than that. I thought Poole was somewhere close to the 2-yard line. The Melissa coaches are not contesting the spot at all. As we see the replay, Schubach puts the ball on him. Well, I guess they got him at the right spot. Thought he was closer than that, though.
Yeah, I think I would have thought at least the 3, but yeah, on that second glance, it doesn't seem to be as bad as initially thought. 3rd and goal from the 4. Tabor motions out. QB draw with Schubach, lowering his shoulder and twisting his way in for the touchdown. Noah Schubach with his 4th touchdown, 3rd combined touchdown of the half, 2 on the ground and 1 through the air.
And we came in talking about this kid's arm. Should have been asking more about his legs. Another designed quarterback run on the goal line. And we see the work that both of these running backs are putting in with Tabor and also Porter. But you could tell, man, as soon as, if anything's on the line, they go with Schubach in that situation. But here's the deal. They leave 57 seconds on the clock.
That is true, too. Elijah Almazan is the player down here for Melissa. Starting at right guard today. He's often their reserve right guard behind Owen Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck playing center today because of the injury to DeMondre Tasby. So this is an already banged up Melissa offensive line. They can ill afford any more injuries. It has been a stressor for Matt Nally, to say the least, the injury woes that they have dealt with this season. But they have the lead here late second quarter, 28-21, the advantage. Noah Schubach with 2 rushing touchdowns, the passing touchdown to Jacob Nye. Gatson's fumble recovery returned for a touchdown, the 4th TD here in the first half from Melissa, and Heckma, they lead once again.
I tell you what, neither one of these offenses are blinking. They are continuing to fire. I think those passes, you saw the pass down there to Brett Poole, they're just inching closer and closer, but it has been the running game for the Melissa Cardinals that is starting to take over in this game. Drives are being able to be sustained with Tabor and Porter. I think they have their combination at running back right now to sustain them through this season, even in the playoffs, if they can win this game.
Walnut Grove will have 57 seconds to work with here and the 1 timeout. 11 plays, 76 yards, 4:40 off the clock for Melissa on that touchdown drive to take the lead. 3 guys back here for the Walnut Grove Wildcats, and right up the middle on the return. What a job here from Antoine Van Tonder, all the way out to the 43-yard line. Great field position and 50 seconds to work with here for Walnut Grove.
That is not the field position that you want to give up if you were Melissa. We came into this game pointing out one of our keys to the game was going to be special teams. And you see right now that is the kind of return that you can ill afford to give up to a team like the Wildcats with 50 seconds left to half.
37 yards on the return from Van Tonder, the senior that came over from the soccer program last year. 1st and 10, Hackney, deep ball, trying to put a little more touch on it and just a bit too far for Luke Watkins.
I want to say, this is so embarrassing. We're sitting there and talking to Coach Allison, and I ask him, he's telling the story about how he found Van Tonder. And I said, I had the phone muted. I had to come off of mute and say, look, Coach, come on, stop it, okay? I know you're having a hard time letting us know how your team is 7-1, but please don't tell me that you went out on the soccer field and found your cornerback. I'll go for anything besides that.
And not just Van Tonder, Noah Salloway as well. They both were on the soccer team a year ago, and Tommy Allison said, hey, come play for me. Come play for me. And they have both made an impact this year, starting at the cornerback positions. You saw the return just a moment ago from Van Tonder. Timeout called here by Melissa. That's their final timeout of the half. 44 seconds left in the second quarter. Walnut Grove trying to make something of those 44 seconds. They scored in just 12 seconds right off the rip in this football game.
Right.
After Melissa went down and scored on the Noah Schubach 19-yard touchdown run. Hayes Hackney to Zayden Crane on the 70-yarder. 12 seconds later, it was 7-7.
Okay. This is This is one of those dangerous games. Like you said, 44 seconds left here to half, and may have left too much time on the clock. You saw right there the first play to start here. They throw a bomb, a fade ball, just overshot by Hackney. Let's see what the play is here. It's on 2nd and 10.
Hackney with Newton to his left. Pressure shown here from Melissa, but they back off of it. Hackney far side. First down in the arms of Luke Watkins. Into Melissa territory with 38 seconds in the half.
38 seconds, they pick up the first down, but another thing, they stop the clock.
John Lasker in the YouTube comments says Walnut Grove about to tie this game before half. Watch.
Oh, man. We all believe you.
John and Linda Williams watching from Denton, Texas. Appreciate you being here tonight. 1st and 10. Hackney deep for Watkins again. That one was nearly intercepted. Dangerous, and just waiting there for Jared Petusik to pick it off.
Boy, almost a mistake, and that's the first time that we saw Hackney maybe put the ball in harm's way.
That one looked like it might have slipped out of Hackney's hand, because he has been a tight spiral, throw after throw after throw today, and that one had some real wobble to it. .30 seconds left. Mike and Jenny Devaney watching from Costa Rica tonight. Appreciate you being here. 2nd and 10. Hackney with the pressure, and they get to him. Down he goes.
Got a little smoke on the young man back there again. Just getting him out of his comfort zone. And you see right here, Mike, even after that sack, well, they do call the timeout. They were trying to go right back to the line of scrimmage. And with 17 seconds left here in the first half, man, this is, I'll tell you what, the pace that they play with, they put so much pressure on you defensively. You could tell these guys are trying, even though they're trying to switch their coverage up, they're coming back to the line of scrimmage so quickly you can't even make any substitutions, let alone make any changes to your coverage.
They put a couple ticks back on there, restore it to 17 seconds with the final timeout of the half here from Walnut Grove. Again, clock stops with a first down, so there is still at least that possibility for Walnut Grove to, if they can move the chains, get the clock to stop and get back to the line of scrimmage, because Lord knows you're not setting the chains before they're back at the line of scrimmage with how they operate. So there's still some meat on the bone here for Walnut Grove to work with, and they do again have a kicker in Dominic Ciano that they feel has range out to about 51, 52. That would mean they'd have to get to about the 34-yard line to be in field goal range, which, as it turns out, is exactly where they need to get to move the sticks. Out of the timeout, 3rd and 13. Hackney setting up the screen for Newton.
Got it.
Newton with a blocker in front. Good patience, and he's got the first down at the 30. 17 on the play for Newton.
And just a heads-up play right there from Cam, recognizing the clock, and you see him work his way out of bounds if he's not going to get into the end zone.
8 seconds on the clock. Hackney tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. 4 seconds left. If they're going to kick a field goal, now's the time. They may just decide that they want to try another deep shot.
And I believe that's exactly what they're going for. Not worried about the points at all. When Coach Allison said he hates kicking field goals, he was not lying.
It would be a 47, 48-yard field goal from here. Instead, they decide to throw one time to the end zone. Hackney, deep ball for Watkins. Oh, did he catch it? Yes, he did. Luke Watkins. Touchdown, Walnut Grove. What can Hayes Hackney not do?
This is a corner ball, and I'm telling you, he could have just walked this ball out there and handed it to him. Look at him drop that one in a bucket.
Goodness.
Oh, that's so pretty.
As time expires in the half.
Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. Mike.
57 seconds on the clock to start the drive. Just enough time for Walnut Grove to tie the football game. Hackney to Watkins at the gun, and it's 28-all at the break on Friday Night Football.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
And now, the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick.
First up on the Friday Night Football halftime show, the Walnut Grove Marching Band under the direction of Reagan Brumley and the Walnut Grove Silver Elite Dance Team, led by director Nicole Butler. We hope you enjoy the show.
And Captain Kaylee Mitchell. The Silver Elite Sergeants are Sophomore Sergeants Kaylee Owens and Eden Venom. Senior Sergeants Taylor Bowling and Callie Palitza. Junior First Sergeant Chloe Sabonis. Senior First Sergeant Zoe Cushing. Thank you, Scott Allred Photography, for being the Silver Elite official photographer. Our sponsors for tonight's game are Ponder Company and All Out Dance Academy. Thank you for all your support. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Carly Postbig. The Silver Elite of the Week is Charlotte Haslam. The Silver Elite will be performing a chair routine to Rock Around the Clock. And now for your halftime entertainment, the 2024-2025 Silver Elite. teacher of the week is Mr. Reagan Brumley. Thank you for all your hard work with the band and playing for us each week. We appreciate all that you do. Miss Jump Split is Callie Politza. Miss High Kick is Zoe Cushing. Miss Drill Team is Kylie Barnes. The directors of the Silver Elite are Nicole Butler and Taylor Levine. The principal at Walnut Grove High School is Dustin Toth. Let's hear one more round of applause for the Silver Elite. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Walnut Grove High School and Principal Dustin Toth are proud to present for your halftime entertainment the Walnut Grove High School Marching Band. The Wildcat Band is led onto the field by drum majors Emma Weir, Haley Sauer, and Gabby Gaidosh. The drumline captain is Juliet Barenthal. Color guard captain is Ali Falwell. The woodwind captain is Liliana Corpuz. The brass captain is Gavin Puckett. The Walnut Grove Band would like to thank their sponsors, Raising Cane's Windsong Ranch, Dilla's Quesadillas, and Pickleman's Cafe for their support. Tonight, the band will present its 2024 competition production, The Winding Road. Featured soloists are Olivia Fryer, Arush Bhattacharya, Vincent Barrios, Ethan Ford, Colin Alstrom, Cole Elmore, Mackenzie Jones, and Austin Munchmeyer. And now, the Walnut Grove High School Band. gentlemen, the Walnut Grove High School Marching Band. The Walnut Grove Band parents would like to say a very special thank you to our outstanding team of directors. We are so grateful for everything you do for our kids every day. The director of bands at Walnut Grove High School is Reagan Brumley. The associate director is Elena Youngson. The director of percussion is Lindsay Vasco. The director of the color guard is Trey Berliner. And the percussion assistant is Johnny.
Our thanks to the Walnut Grove Marching Band, the Walnut Grove Silver Elite Dance Team for a fantastic show. Next up on the field, the Melissa High School Mighty Cardinal Band under the direction of Jerry Wharton, the 2024 official band of Texas high school football, and the Melissa High School Color Guard, directed by Clay Singletary. We hope you enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of North Texas, deep in Cardinal Nation, now emerging from the south end zone of Coach Kenny Deal Stadium, Melissa High School is proud to present the 2024 Melissa High School award-winning Mighty Cardinal Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Jerry Wharton, Zachary Robinson, David Landry, Michelle Hennigan, Clay Singletary, Marley Doherty, Dahlia Lee, and Chris McHenry. Additional staff include Phil Martinez, Zach Cavender, Scott Mills, and Savannah Shapley. Tonight, the band is led under the field command of drum majors Kyle Nichols, Addison Thomas, Jackson Day, and Hayden Hadnot. The section of the week is the 8th grade Melissa Middle School Band. Tonight, the Mighty Cardinal Band will be performing a portion of their 2024 UIL competition show entitled Lava. Drum major Kyle Nichols, you may begin your performance. Melissa Middle School 8th grade band and honorary students. Tonight, they will perform alongside the mighty purple land, Painted Black, Thriller, and Fight Song.
continuing music education and making this world a better place for all of our students.
very hands-on type of guy. Like one of the things when it comes to
my favorite part is seeing the finished product, all the hard work put into one thing right there for us to hold. I think it's a really great opportunity for students in that team environment. We are one big family. We're all there for each other. We're actually getting real life experience and a real life understanding of how it all works. We'll know what it's going to be like to have a job.
Thanks. Thanks for watching the Friday Night Football Halftime Show, sponsored by Golden Chick.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Back at Kenny Deal Stadium, halftime here between Melissa and Walnut Grove. Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison, back here with you in the broadcast booth. What a first half that was between these two football teams. Heckma Harrison, as we're a little closer than we needed to be with the camera. Hello and welcome inside the broadcast booth. Now you can see all of it. Let's take you through what was a crazy first half between these two football teams. Heckma, back and forth as could possibly be. Noah Schuback getting it started with the touchdown run.
Yeah, calling his own number. He started out, man, making some fantastic throws, but when he got down close, he just made it happen.
Then Hayes Hackney making a man miss and firing deep for Zayden Crane, 70 yards, and 12 seconds later it was 7-7.
Yeah, hold on here, because I'm telling you, he's going to make another impressive throw in just a second.
Right here to John Hudson on a rope over the middle, 15 yards on the hookup, 14-7. Walnut Grove had the lead. Melissa would answer. Schuback to Jacob Nye, a little box out in the end zone, 14-14.
Nye using it height, man. He is down in the red zone, and he makes it count.
This was maybe the play of the half, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Doomy Gatson with the strip, the scoop, and the 38-yard fumble recovery returned for a touchdown to give Melissa a 21-14 lead. But Walnut Grove drove right back down at him. An 87-yard drive capped off by Cam Newton's 1-yard plunge, 21 all. Back comes Melissa. Schuback on the 4-yard twisting touchdown run with 57 seconds left in the first half, 28-21 Melissa. But Hayes Hackney said, hey, Noah, you left too much time for me, sir. 30 yards on the deep ball to Watkins as time expired in the second quarter, and Heckma, that is how we have found ourselves in a 28-all tie as we get ready to start quarter number 3.
7 plays, 57 yards, 50 seconds off of the clock.
50
That's
seconds.
How quick they can score on you. This Walnut Grove team, I think, is a head scratcher. You ask yourself, how can this team come out of obscurity to be as good as they are? I'm a believer. I see it. They have a freshman They have a freshman quarterback that I just stopped one of the coaches in the hallway and says, I need a birth certificate. This kid is not a freshman. His mom is not driving him to school. I'm telling you, this kid has a family somewhere, okay? This is grown man football being played right now by number 2, Hayes Hackney. an amazing, just amazing throw after throw, and the speed and awareness of this guy. This second half is going to be, we're in for a wild ride.
He will have the football in his hands to start the second half as Melissa gets set to kick it away. 28 all our score here as we start quarter number 3. Sham McGregor to set it deep. It's a surprise onside. Walnut Grove had a chance at it, and somehow it was held on to and secured by Blake Miller. What a catch as Melissa tried to steal a possession.
Boy, not only what a catch, but what a gamble to start the second half. Mike, that's basically letting me know that Coach Nally knows he doesn't want to put this offense back out here to start the second half for Walnut Grove. He's trying to stop some of this momentum that these guys went into the half with.
So here comes Hackney and company with good field position at their own 39-yard line, ready to start off this third quarter. 1st and 10. Breaking the initial tackle and a second. There's a flag down as Cooley twists his way for a hard-earned 4 yards. But it's in the vicinity of what would be a hold on one of his fellow wide receivers as Tommy Allison tries to plead his case.
Just awaiting the call, but I tell you what, this is from Hayden Cooley. Yeah, they get Zayden Crane with the block in the back. But what a move from Hayden Cooley.
That is just the second accepted penalty of this football game. There was only one in the first half. We'll give you the halftime stats here in a moment after first down and what will now be 1st and 20 for Hackney and company after the hold. Empty set for Hackney. Sips it over the middle. Too strong for Hayden Cooley. Let's go ahead and call up those halftime stats. No surprise, tons of offense to talk about here. 294 total yards of offense for Walnut Grove in that first half. Hayes Hackney, 273 and 3 scores, and Schuback with 3 touchdowns to match him.
Well, the Cardinals Cardinals defense doing a really good job on Cam Newton, the guy that we expected to come into this game. And oh,
wow, what a hit, but what a catch by Hayden Cooley. There is a flag on the play as Cooley is dazed, getting up after that one. He's brushing everybody off saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, but he got popped.
Well, the freshman put that into a spot right there. They read it, and Rocky Dunn read it like a book. But goodness gracious, man, what a shot on Hayden Cooley, the sophomore. I hope he is okay. He stands up. He's waving everyone off, but boy, that's a shot. He puts his helmet back on. He's back in the game. I mean, I understand, woof.
I think he had to do a lot of convincing on that far sideline.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, the discussion is over here.
We got unintentional targeting, number 8 of the defense. That's his first targeting of the game.
Okay.
15 yards from the end of the catch, first down.
They called out 8, Jake Patusik. I'm fairly certain you're right when you said it was 7, Rocky Dunn.
Number 7.
There it is. Teo clarifying, yes, it's Rocky Dunn that is called for what he referred to as unintentional targeting. So Dunn not ejected as a result.
Okay.
But also getting an extra couple words from our back judge today, Brian Smith, after the play. It is a 15-yard penalty and a free first down here for Walnut Grove at the 38-yard line in Melissa territory. The Melissa coaching staff pleading their case on the near sideline.
He had him dead to rights, man. I'm just glad to see number 84 get up.
1st and 10 at the 38. Hudson snowed under, doing a good job of breaking through the block of Zayden Crane to make the tackle. On the far side was Jared Patusik.
Well, you talked about how cleanly played this game has been up until this point. And it's just, Walnut Grove is so good, you cannot give this team extra yardage like this now in plus territory.
QB draw here with Hackney. Fallen on at the end of the play, gave him 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, I love the play design. I understand this kid is inching close to about 300 yards in the air right now. I don't want to see you run the ball. I'm sorry. I got Cam Newton back there for that.
We've got to get to the 28 for a 1st down. They read that one perfectly.
Goodness gracious.
Incomplete. That was a forward pass. It was not secured as a catch.
And
now a
flag
at the end, as it was Petusik that leveled the hit on Hayden Cooley.
What?
I'm not sure if the flag is for the hit or for the celebration after the fact.
What's the call here?
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4 of the defense. 15-yard penalty for the play. That'll be automatic 1st down.
So Max Corbin is the one called for the penalty. Here's the hit from Petusik.
That's back on the number 84, Cooley.
They threw the flag on 4, Max Corbin. There was a lot of celebration on the far side from the Melissa defense for the hit. Evidently, they thought that celebration was too much. 2 big 15-yard penalties on Melissa's defense on this possession, and it's 1st and goal right on the doorstep of the red zone.
Boy, what a tough area to be in right now for this Cardinals defense, because they came out and you could tell that their mindset is, let's be physical with this team. They've been getting them on the ground, making the tackles, not allowing any yards after catch. But the personal fouls and unsportsmanlike penalties, that's 30 yards that you can't give to this Walnut Grove offense.
Again, they go far side on the little wide receiver screen. This time it's Crane on the receiving end. Another flag. This one is going to go against Walnut Grove for a hold.
I think they get John Hudson over there on the far side with the hold on the wide receiver screen, trying to allow the receiver to split those 2 defenders.
Holding, offense number 20, 2-yard penalty for the previous guy. We play 1st down.
I would just like to apologize for remarking about the fact that it was such a clean first half and only 1 accepted penalty. And I've given this football game the kiss of death. It's flags all over the place here in the first 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. 1st and 20 from the 30. Newton lunges forward for 4.
And you can tell this defense is just concentrating on staying at home, not getting out leveraged by this offensive line and not allowing for Cam Newton to get behind them. They've been doing a good job so far. It just seems like Cam Newton is just waiting to erupt.
Near side, nobody looking for that football. Some miscommunication between Hackney and Hudson, and it's 3rd and 16.
I think you just have a receiver right there that falls on the ground. They've had the right play called, but you see him hit the ground right there.
I believe that was Watkins that lost his footing.
From the 26, it's 3rd and 16.
Walnut Grove, a 1st-year UIL program. 7-1 on the season, 5-1 in District 4 5A Division II, and they'll call timeout here late in the play clock. Teo has found the on button for his microphone here in the 2nd half.
Finally. Didn't take but a half.
It is remarkable the season that this Walnut Grove team has had. They went 3-7 a year ago, played a outlaw schedule, no district opponents, no district to be playing as a part of. 1 year ago today, while everybody else around the Metroplex was watching the Texas Rangers win the World Series, Walnut Grove said, here we go. We're pressing play on our preparation for the 2024 season. And Tommy Allison and his team started stirring it up. And now here they are 1 year later, 28 all in the third quarter here at Melissa's Kenny Deal Stadium, where they are in a position, Heckma Harrison, where if they win tonight, they will all but lock up a district championship in their first year as a UIL program.
And this is a program that haven't had any move-ins or anything like that, and they're just operating with what's in their community that feeds into their school. Coach Allison's just done a wonderful job of teaching and making sure that his culture, it resonates with these guys. And I think now that it's there, you can see the pride that they're playing with.
3rd and 16, they've got to get to the 10. Hackney, screen for Newton. A blocker and some space, but closed off really well. Newton's helmet came off there at the end of the play.
It's a great call, though, Mike. He catches this defense for the Cardinals. They're getting up the field. They recover well. It's dangerous at the end of that play, running up from behind him. Boy, God, you just cringe when you see that. A guy without a helmet.
He did catch a shot, too.
Oof.
Corbin was the one who made the tackle. I didn't catch the number on the player from Melissa who came from behind the play and finished the tackle.
It's a big 4th down coming up here, and it just looks like
they're going to kick the field goal. They're going to send Dominic Ciano in the field goal unit out. Only 9 seconds on the play clock. Tommy Allison's trying to say reset the play clock. They're not going to do it. 3, 2, 1. They let him get the play off only just barely. Ciano puts it through. Just barely getting the snap off in time, and Walnut Grove connects on the field goal with Ciano to take the lead.
Wow, that was close. I don't know if any of our cameras had an angle of what the play clock was, but it looked like they were right at about 3 seconds before they even got set. How they got that off, really an impossibility, Mike. It may be one. You see Coach Nally, he's all the way out to the hash mark right now, protesting with the referees. He's saying that's impossible.
He is on the hash mark discussing with Teo, and he was very clearly pointing at the play clock that is behind that end zone.
Wow.
It was a 37-yard field goal that Ciano put through.
Wow.
It is worth noting that the way that delay of game works, this is not a buzzer system. It's not the moment the clock goes to 0, the flag flies. The way it has to work is the umpire has to see double zeros and then look down, see the ball hasn't been snapped, and throw the flag and blow the whistle in order for it to be enforced. But it looked like it was at 0 for a good moment there before that ball was snapped and kicked.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. And I tell you what, talking to Coach Nally, seems like a very mild-mannered person. But he flipped his stuff right there. He was upset. And he is going looking for the referees. How they got that off. I mean, here again, I think we're right at about 9 seconds. And again, without having the clock, a view of the clock right there. And it's not like they're moving very fast either, Mike. As you see them now try to hurry up.
Part of why they were moving, I think, somewhat slow is because Tommy Allison was on the far side trying to plead with Teo to reset the play clock. They end up getting the snap off, and the field goal stands 31-28. Walnut Grove with the lead here early on in this third quarter. Back comes Schuback and company. QB draw, lowering his shoulder through Keller Pittenger for 6.
Noah Schuback, man. Look at this. I mean, he lowers the boom right there on Pittenger. Pittenger 6'2", 200 pounds, and Schuback just runs right through him.
2nd and 4 as a result. Tabor twisted down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Give me more of that. Let this big offensive line that you have for the Cardinals lean on these guys a little bit. I mean, you're 6'8", 310, 6'3", 275, 6'4", 328. Yeah, we got a 5'11", 278 in there. But you also have 6'7", 295 on the outside.
Yeah. 3rd down and 1. They bring Porter on. He'll get the carry. 1st down.
Yeah, this kid, Peyton Porter, 6'5". Hey, it's just a long strider. And one of those guys that once he gets ahead of steam, man, he has enough speed to run away from you.
6 carries for 79 yards on the night. And he sets up 1st and 10 at the 45. He'll get the carry again. Ran into his own man, and that's why Walnut Grove was able to bottle him up. A loss of 2 on the play, and Christopher Williams is fired up.
Oh, man. I'm going to start calling Christopher Williams the cement truck. You're the one with the roller on the back of it. That's him. That kid is the cement truck in the middle. He's big and agile, big old freshman. Hard to stop this guy.
2nd and a dozen for Schuback. Walnut Grove showing blitz off the right side. They come with it. Melissa picks it up and he fires a dot over the middle. Montgomery on the receiving end for 12 on 2nd and 12, and they move the chains.
Hey, we saw Montgomery on another pass in the first half. He went up to try and catch the ball. Ball hits his hands. He was looking for a flag. He didn't leave anything to chance right there at number 12. That's just showing toughness right there for the 6'2", 190-pound receiver.
In Walnut Grove territory, 1st and 10 at the 45. Tabor bouncing off of tacklers and galloping his way forward inside the 35. 12 more and another 1st down.
I like that run from Bear. They switch these running backs up pretty well. The pace always changes, and I think the defense, it hasn't gotten used to it yet. But back to the line of scrimmage are the Cardinals.
Melissa doesn't play with quite the pace Walnut Grove does, but they've got no problem going fast, and they are right now. Schuback on play action. Good defense at the point of the apex. Knocked away by Antoine Van Tonder.
This kid was not playing soccer just a spring ago. I'm just not. Look, sometimes, man, I hear some things from coaches, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it all sounds like coach speak and all that stuff, but no way. That's perfectly played right there from number 34.
Great coverage, good technique.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Screen, Montgomery. Bottled up quickly. 4 on the play. Keller Pittenger went hunting for the football, too.
Yes, they did. And I tell you what, I love those screen plays on the outside, but sometimes you got to let those things develop. For Montgomery, man, he just hit it too fast. Didn't allow his blockers to set up in front of him.
3rd down and 6. We saw Melissa's defense stand up tall and eventually force a field goal try from Walnut Grove. Can the Wildcats defense respond in kind? They've got to get to the 22 to move the chains. Tabor in motion. Schuback tipped, and again, and it's incomplete. The double ricochet. Pittenger, the first one to get a hand on it, and it's 4th down. And on comes the special teams unit for Melissa.
Well, they are lucky to get that one back. Like you said, it was double tapped by the defense. It looked like they had an opportunity. Noah Schuback just trying his luck, trying to fit that in between 2 defenders.
This is a big boy field goal.
Yes, it is.
45 from Sham McGregor, the lefty. Corbin, the holder.
Timeout.
Melissa's going to have to take a timeout.
Melissa, first short timeout.
They were down to 7 on the play clock when they realized they didn't have an 11th body on the field. Reese Carter went running out there at the last second, and Melissa decided they weren't going to play with the same fire that Walnut Grove did.
Well, that's costly. You do not want to have to waste the timeout like that in the 3rd quarter. This is a game where you need every last timeout that you have, because I think we are in for a wild 4th quarter.
Out of the timeout, 4th and 6 from the 28. A 45-yard attempt forthcoming here from Sham McGregor, the senior. Blocked. That went right into the back of an offensive lineman, scooped up by Pittenger, and Pittenger's going to try and return. Keller Pittenger with 1 to beat, 2 blockers in front. Can they chase him down from behind? Banged out of bounds at the 12. Keller Pittenger. And the Walnut Grove special teams with a fantastic play, 79 yards on the return.
And that thing just gets tipped right up in the air. You could not design a better return on that. Pittenger just runs. Look, he is running for dear life down there. And I understand, man, that linebacker, he's been out on the field. He's been hustling, making tackles, and he gets caught in an angle.
Caden Brindley, the long snapper, was the one who chased him down and prevented the touchdown. Hackney, with a flag down, twists his way forward for 5, but we'll check the penalty.
You know, Mike, that field goal right there, you said it. It was going to be a big boy field goal regardless. And what, I don't know, risky move. Nonetheless, you get the block.
Offense number 70. Took that penalty from the previous play. Replay, first down.
Haston Fantle, the left guard, called for the hold. So again, Walnut Grove, similar to their last possession, finding themselves in a 1st and 20 situation.
Yeah, that's nothing for this team. I'm telling you, they have a quarterback that is willing and dealing. This guy is putting them in a position to win. And more movement up front.
Everybody pointing at each other.
False start, offense, number 78. Found that penalty, still first down.
Teo says that it's on Walnut Grove and it's 1st and 25.
They get Matthew Graham, the guard. A little bit of movement there, but I don't know, nothing. This Walnut Grove offense, even when they get the penalties, I just still think you believe that doesn't matter. They're in striking distance.
Hackney finally able to snap it cleanly over the middle. They'll pick up about half of it. 10 on the play as he finds Hudson. A little less than half of it. It'll be 2nd and 15.
And this kid just, Mike, he just has so much zip on the ball. He is able to get him in confidence really in his arm. The way that he gets this in between defenders.
Hackney, nowhere to go with it. Now takes off and tries to run with it and gets back to the line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd down and 15. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button on our channel. We will bring you a high school football game each week here on Friday Night Football. Next week, a pair of games. A game on the 7th and on the 8th. Rowlett and Saxe on the 7th. Highland Park and Midlothian on the 8th, 1 week from tonight. Highland Park Midlothian may be a district title game depending on what happens this evening. Midlothian with a tough one against Red Oak. We'll see how that transpires tonight. Let us know in the YouTube comments where you're watching from tonight. 3rd and 15, Hackney. End zone shot, looking for Hudson, overshot him, and it's 4th down.
Boy, and I tell you, this Cardinals defense has got to be asking themselves, how do they get this guy down? I mean, they're swarming him, they're putting hands on him, and every time, Hayes Hackney is just finding a way to get to the open spots and get this ball off. It's a tough ask to get this freshman down on the ground.
So Ciano again for another field goal try, this time from 33 on the left hash. And it's perfect. So Walnut Grove with a pair of field goals here in this 3rd quarter, and rather shockingly, Heckma Harrison, here we are 9 minutes and 13 seconds into the 3rd period, and those are the only 6 points we've seen in this 2nd half.
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to get the feeling that it's going to be the first one to 50 win this game. I think both of the defenses have made an adjustment coming out of the halftime, and they figured some things out. You know, I think On the other side, that field goal, obviously the block, that set them up in pretty good scoring position, you would think. But just a great job there from the Melissa Cardinal defense to not give up those points right there, give up the touchdown, excuse me, but to only hold them to a field goal.
Can I just say I'm still not sure that it's not first to 50.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. It's just this.
I think that's very much still on the table with the offensive firepower that these two teams have. I'll be surprised if we stay at this slow third quarter pace we've seen here in the first 9 minutes and change. Ciano to kick it away. Another short kickoff from the 24. Bulling his way forward out to the 36-yard line. Good return from Melissa's Chris Davis, and the Cardinals will take over there. Just about 1,000 of you with us right now on the WFA YouTube channel. Again, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, and share this feed around with your friends around the Texas high school football community. Big Game James in the YouTube comments says, gotta get touchdowns. LPH BSN says, watching from South Lake tonight.
Big Game James, that's my guy. He's a big-time Cowboy fan.
Trent Kutch in the YouTube comments says, Van Tonder and Ciano already district champions from last year in soccer. Glad to see his boys helping football. Lots of flags on this one. Schuback's going to fire way deep. Incomplete. That looked like it hurt for Brett Poole, who had been dealing with injury already this week. He was questionable to even play tonight, battling through injury to get out there, and his knee did get turned in a weird way.
I didn't like that at all. Good to see him get up. Just get two guys moving, same time for the illegal shift. This is where Melissa needs for Schuback to make. They're going to have to make sure that they ride his arm and allow him just to flourish. It's the quarterback that he's been all season. He's got to come up with some big throws here in the third quarter if Melissa has a chance of winning this game.
After the penalty, 1st and 15. Single coverage for Nye, overshot and incomplete. What does Melissa's offense got to do to find some rhythm again? It seems like they've become a little bit disjointed. Maybe to your point, you said that maybe the defenses have figured something out here at halftime. What do they do to get it back rolling?
You know, I think you have to continue to try and attack through the running game. That's where they had the most success. It was surprising to look down and see that, look, they've had some success in the running game, but they've got to get back to it. They were mixing these guys in really well together. And the one thing that running game will do is it'll keep that Walnut Grove offense over there on ice.
2nd and 15, Carter motions down into an H-back spot. They'll hand off here for Tabor. Not quite able to make that first man miss, give him 4 on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
It just felt like, Mike, he has always been one tackle away from getting there, man. But those shoestring tackles, well, a big fella, you got to pick them wheels up now.
Dipster says, watching from Prosper, Texas. Proud for this to be my hometown team. Donnie Palmer says he's watching from Wichita Falls tonight. Both teams exchanging substitutions. Jason Blair says in Alito, watching his nephew Noah Salloway protect the edge for the Wildcats. Third and 11. They heat up Salloway, and he's taken down. Schuback taken down. 4th down, a loss of 4.
And you can tell, man, Schuback is trying to work his way back up in the pocket, and he just can't get there in time. This defense, both of these defenses showing up here in the second half, and another one of the Melissa Cardinals offensive linemen is down. Looks like that's number 77, Jake Brown. Had some people falling around his feet. Hope that young man is okay.
Brown, the senior left guard. We talked about it earlier, just the injury woes for Melissa tonight. Dalton DeBabney, one of their top receivers, broke his hand a week ago. DeMondre Tasby, their usual starter at center, out tonight, so Owen Hollenbeck shifting to center. They're starting Will linebacker Grayson Donahoe out tonight, dealing with an ankle sprain. Brown able to walk off under his own power. But the sack on moving in the direction of not giving up any points in the third quarter. That is on the table as a possibility right now.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Punt team is out now for Melissa.
Uh-oh. That punt checked up and went hunting after Walnut Grove's Brock Hatcher on that far sideline. He had to run clear away from the football.
That's when you get that Peter, Peter, Peter call from the sideline, and that means get away.
The thing had eyes. It was just hunting after him, bouncing closer and closer as it got to the sideline.
That is the weirdest thing, man. It's like being out on the golf course with your pitch and wedge. It never falls like that on the golf course. One would like to think, but that ball, like you said, it was hunting.
Big Game James must be a different Big Game James than the one you're thinking of. He says, not a Cowboys fan, says, go Buccaneers.
Oh, that's definitely not the Big Game James that I was thinking of. Sorry.
Up the middle, complete for 12 yards for John Hudson. And a first down, and Walnut Grove starts the possession strong. Holly Huff says lots of us watching in Wichita Falls tonight. Go Wildcats. Scooter Washington says he's watching from Fort Worth. Newton on the handoff. Lowers his shoulder and bangs his way for 8 more. Roxy the Doxy watching from Salina says go Cats. Ron Osley says still in McKinney. A regular viewer says great game tonight. It has been. TJ Hudson watching from Flower Mound. That will be the final play of quarter number 3. Walnut Grove, with a win tonight, can all but sew up a district championship. It's 12 minutes away. Fourth quarter after this on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell.
Stay tuned after the game as we unveil our Texas Day Brazil On Fire Player of the Game. This holiday season, get extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy at Texas Day Brazil website, receive a $25 bonus card, or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. Texas Day Brazil gift cards are a simple and thoughtful gift idea. Share the ultimate Brazilian dining experience and treat yourself too.
To start the fourth quarter, 2nd down and 3. Walnut Grove at their own 47-yard line. Hackney, far side for Cooley, and he'll have enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's one of those plays. They go back to that, quite a bit. They trust these wide receivers out on the outside, trust these guys to make a move, and it's the yards after catch. I mean, this is a running play again. Hackney looking up the field.
Over the middle and incomplete for John Hudson. He pump faked a couple of times, trying to open somebody up. 2nd and 10.
And you see right there, Mike, he's looking to the sideline. He's going to run it. They repeatedly run those plays, but once he comes off of it and comes back to the middle of the field, he is psyching this entire defense out.
Quick throw in and out of the hands of Cooley. Just flat dropped what was a missile from Hackney.
That's a way to describe it, because that's the kind of heat he's putting on these balls too.
He does sling it, man. I mean, there are times where I feel like that's on some level one of the very few things that you can look at his game and say, okay, that's a young quarterback. Because I think he probably puts, in some circumstances, a little more heat on it than is always necessary and makes it a harder ball to catch. See what he does here on 3rd and 10. Tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Getting a hand on it over the middle was Kendall Taylor, the junior.
Yeah, but I tell you what, if I'm Hayes Hackney, don't change a thing, because that spice that you're putting on those throws, it's working. It really is, and those guys will get used to it. Hey, they'll have enough callus to develop on those hands.
4th down and 10, and he will back up into a quick kick set and send it downfield. Yeah, but he was able to pin Melissa back deep in the first half. This one takes a slight Melissa bounce there at the end and finishes at the 13-yard line, and that's where the Cardinals offense will get back to work. We've seen more kicks in this second half than I ever would have thought. Field goal attempts, field goals blocked. A punt here from Walnut Grove, and Melissa will take over down 6 here, start of the 4th quarter.
I'd say defense has shown up. You know, we didn't see a lot of it in the first half, and now we're getting a lot of it here in the second half, and I love it. For Walnut Grove, again, one of those teams that you anticipate making it to the playoffs. Man, they're going to need to bring their defense with them, and this team's showing up.
1st and 10 at the 13 as the handoff goes to Tabor, the freshman, bowling his way across the 20. A pickup of 11 and a first down.
And how bad did they need it? I'm telling you, this running game really does help them. Now, here's the other part about it. I know Nally's going quick, but man, I would be so slow and steady with my offense right now.
Tabor instead on the quick snap, twisting his way forward for 11 more and another first down.
Maybe you just, what Nally said, I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine. I'm tired of you tiring out my defense.
Cam Newton said to me pregame, he said the pace that we play with, he said we feel like by the 2nd quarter the defenses that we're playing against are tired. Melissa, to your point, trying to kind of give them a dose of their own medicine. And here comes Tabor again with a cavern to run through. First down and then some, across midfield, still going with the leg drive. 19 on the carry.
And I'm sure he's not saying this as he's running, but it just looks like he's like, get off me. Get off me. And that's all. He does 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, 5, and he's dragging them with him.
Tabor creeping up on 100 yards on the day, 16 carries for 93. He's gone 11, 11, 19 on his last 3 carries. Will he get the football again? No, now it's Porter on the carry. Chris Williams there to cancel that out, just a yard.
Oh, man, I think he's just a freshman. I like him. Oh, I like this. Number 97, I like this kid.
He is a big boy.
5'9", he's 385. I'm just going to round up.
Player down here for Walnut Grove after the play.
Got him at 285.
Yeah, 280, yeah, 5'9", 285. He was 5'9", 385.
He's 5'9", 385. We're going to nickname him Brisket.
5'9", 285, he's a fire hydrant. 5'9", 385, he's the fire truck.
Exactly.
Still
Big
haven't
old guy.
seen the number that is down here for Walnut Grove. Surrounded by the training staff, Tara Humphrey, Matt Wiggins, tending to him right now.
I don't know what that is.
Tapping on his heel.
Yeah.
Remember, they used to do that for me when I had a bloody nose trying to get the...
Well, wow.
I don't think that's what's happening here. I think it's Kai Beller, 58. Finally just got a peek at his number, yes. back on his feet now, but nice round of applause from the folks here at Kenny Deal Stadium.
Well, nothing but class all the way through here. Melissa, I just first of all want to say, while we get a second here, just say thank you to all of the hospitality
Amen, buddy.
that we get here in the stadium. Man, from top to bottom, it is first class all the way through, and I can't thank you enough. This is awesome.
Duke Sparks, Karen Sparks, Seth Stinton, the entire crew here at Melissa ISD. Every time we come up here, they could not be better. Incredibly welcoming. They would all, I'm sure, like to see Melissa go score here on this possession. Porter on the carry on 2nd and 9. Nice job to string him out. Parker Devaney with the tackle.
And you see right there, it's one of those things for Porter. You know, he relies heavily on that speed, but what he's got to understand, boy, angles mean something. And those defenses, they're going to try and cut you off at the pass and not allow you to get outside. So I think that's something that he's going to learn as he continues to develop into this role as a running back.
3rd down and 9. Melissa 4 for 10 on 3rd downs today. They've got to get to the 42 to move the chains.
Running play.
Tabor, nowhere to go. 4th down.
I think we're here now. we're here now. I don't anticipate a pooch kick right here. This is a punt, excuse me. Looking over to the sideline. It's a big 4th down for Noah Schubach.
We have seen him quick kick it today. He is sent back a little deeper than normal, but I don't think he's kicking here. They've got to get to the 42. They heat him up, and it's knocked loose. Incomplete pass, but it's a 4th down stop for Walnut Grove. Parker Devaney knocking it away.
Schubach just does not feel that pressure behind him. He's waiting on the receiver to come open last minute. He is hit. He's waiting on Reese Carter to come open. Oh, man, that's just one of those tough ones. Man, great stance there from the Walnut Grove defense, just continuing to put pressure on this Cardinals offense.
And Hayes Hackney takes over at his own 44. Cooley into Melissa territory.
The sophomore, Hayden Cooley. This young man is taking some shots in this game. He is going to be sore in the morning. I'm telling you, this guy he is showing so much toughness out here.
Newton has enough for the 1st down on 2nd and 3, picks up 4. Walnut Grove 5-1 in district play this season. Winners against Lovejoy a week ago on their home field, 41-37. A win tonight would, from a practical standpoint anyway, lock up a District 4-5A Division II championship in their first year as a UIL program. Pressure coming off the edge. Handoff to Newton. Fights his way forward for a yard.
And we've seen it so many times when they've been backed up, finding a way to get pressure. Todd Pennington, the defensive coordinator for Melissa, he's not sitting back on his heels. He's trying to find ways to at least confuse the freshman, make him look off of his first read.
Hackney and Newton looking far sideline. Tyler Chronister, their offensive coordinator, switching things up. They'll have 3 wide receivers on the near sideline. Crane, Hudson, and Cooley. Newton on the handoff. Spun down and fallen on hard. Finishing the tackle was Jacob Wasserman, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Good job by Wasserman. He's just trying to string this thing out. They know what Cam Newton is trying to do. They go trips left, but everything is designed to go to the right. They're setting up that eye candy to try and get Melissa's defense off kilter, or at least make these guys be undisciplined with their alignment and assignment. That was a great job right there, pretty much stringing things out. You know exactly what Cam Newton wants to do. He's trying to bust a long one on them, but look, here's a really big 3rd down here for the Wildcats.
timeout, Walnut Grove.
Well, for Melissa, this may be their season right here. This is one where you tell your defense, guys, we have got to get off the field. Third down is the money down. And you, as a defense, you've got to find a way to generate a stop, get off the field, get the ball back into the hands of your quarterback.
Melissa has to win this football game if they are going to be in the playoffs this year. They play Denison on Thursday night in their regular season finale. But if they lose tonight, they would drop their third district game of the year, falling into a tie with Frisco Emerson in the district standings. Or a tie in the loss column anyway. Emerson has one game left next week, where they would likely finish 5-3, playing one of the bottom 4 teams in the district, as Melissa and Walnut Grove both will do a week from now as well. Emerson looks very likely to finish 5-3 in district. If Melissa were to lose tonight, they too would very likely finish 5-3 in district play. And Emerson won the matchup between those two teams. Emerson and Melissa 1 week ago tonight, 38-35 in Frisco. So they would have the tiebreaker, and Melissa's season would end 6 days from now. That's what's on the line for this Cardinals football team tonight on their home field. And out of the timeout, 3rd down and 8 for Walnut Grove. Can the Cardinals make a stand? Empty set for Hackney. They show pressure. Hackney on the quarterback draw. Will not have enough for the first down.
Something tells me, Mike, he was just trying to make it manageable.
Yeah. On 3rd and 8, picks up 4. It's 4th and 4.
Here's where you definitely have to get off the field. We've seen Hackney have some success in the middle of the field on this defense, on those crossers. Let's see what he goes with.
4th and 4 from the 38. They've got to get to the 34. Tight set around Hackney. Play action. Flips it for Cooley. Cooley trying to get out the back door, and he will for the first down. What a play design from Tyler Chronister, and they move the chains.
It's just pretty much delayed action right here. Like you said, Mike, this is beautifully executed. They let Hayden Cooley get past the rush. The rush gets past him. He just escapes out of the back door, and just a dump pass into him from Hackney. All he needed was 4, and he got it.
Down to 5:40 on the clock here in the 4th. We saw 56 points in the first half, 6 in the second half. Newton slipped on his way up the middle.
Cam looked like he had some room too. Still plenty of time left, but now all of a sudden that clock that was moving pretty slow is now starting to speed up with the running game. Can this defense get a stop? It is going to be imperative that they do. But right now, I think Coach Allison has them has them in his funhouse, because he is maneuvering this offense at will.
Down to 5 minutes in the 4th. Walnut Grove usually smashing the gas, slowing things down here. Newton fights his way forward to the 26. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. One quick thing to clean up here. Frisco Emerson has their bye next week. They're not off this week. They have their bye the final week of the regular season, which is rare. They won tonight against Independence, so they are done with their regular season. 7-3 overall, 5-3 in district play. So now Melissa, if they were to lose tonight, would only be able to match that 5-3 record. And again, the tiebreaker goes to Emerson. So Melissa has to win this football game tonight. 3rd and 4, delayed action. Another cutback. There was nowhere to go because Max Corbin read the counter brilliantly. A loss of 2, and it's 4th and 6.
That's Max Corbin, the guy that's first year playing varsity. And you could see he snuffed it out from the outside. 4th down coming up here for the Wildcats. Do they go for it or do they kick a field goal?
Ball sits at the 28-yard line. It would be a 45-yarder from here.
Well, we anticipated a guy that had about 50 yards worth of legs, so.
They did say 51-52 was about the range for Dominic Ciano.
This holiday season, get extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy at Texas Day Brazil website, receive a $25 bonus card. Or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. A Texas Day Brazil gift card is a gift of a special night out for friends, families, clients, or employees.
They will try a 45-yard field goal for Dominic Ciano from the left hash. Snap is good. Ciano on the money. Dominic Ciano makes it a 2-score game with 4:01 in the fourth.
Dominic Ciano, I was not familiar with your game, but young man, you have ice water in your veins. What a kick. And to give your team the 9-point lead.
That is a big-time kick for a high school kicker. Good from well beyond 45. A 10-play, 28-yard possession for the Walnut Grove Wildcats, eating up 4.5 minutes worth of clock. 4:34 officially off the clock, leading to the field goal from Ciano, and they leave Melissa with just the one timeout remaining. 4:01 to work with, down 2 scores.
Yeah, you got to go fast now. You got to go fast if you're Melissa. Obviously, you're going to need a score. Probably won't go for 2. But that's going to set up the onside kick. Let's see what they have under their hat.
Ciano to kick it away. Poole from his own 4, bobbled it, quickly back with it, and out to the 21. It was Petusik, beg your pardon, on the return. And out comes this Melissa offense. 3:57 left in the fourth. Down 2 scores.
Yeah, whatever I had to do. If I'm Coach Matt Nally, the season is on the line with this offensive possession. I tell my quarterback, look, we go as far as that arm is going to take us.
Noah Schuback, the junior move-in from Hoover High School in Alabama. 23 passing touchdowns on the year coming in. He's got his 24th and another 2 rushing scores tonight as well. But they have not been able to score in the second half. Near side into double coverage, and Nye hauled it in. What a catch by Jacob Nye for 26.
That's just Jacob Nye saying, this is my ball. Look, it's my ball. I'm going to go up here, and I am going to go all the way to the top, high point this ball, and there's no way you're going to come down with it. It's a great pitch and catch.
Quickly back to the line is Schuback. Now he'll slow things down, barking out protection signals. Walnut Grove shuffling defenders around. They show 6. He fumbled the football, and Walnut Grove's on top of it. Chris Williams, the freshman, with the recovery.
All night long, that snap has been a little high, and it came off of his hand. Obviously, Owen Hollenbach, usually their left tackle.
Yes.
Now at the center position, and Noah Schuback not able to handle that snap. 3:27 here, and Wildcats come back out on the field. This defense has to hold.
1st and 10 at the 41, and they only have the 1 timeout, does Melissa, so Walnut Grove is going to be able to churn some clock here. Newton slung down for a loss of 2. When does Matt Nally use his timeout? Assistant coaches on the Melissa sideline saying, strip the football, strip the football.
Absolutely. It worked for him earlier. That was how they got one of their defensive scorers in Doomy Gatson. Doomy Gatson went out early with an injury, hadn't been back out on the field.
Second and 12, clock down to 2:47. They got it down to about 6 on the play clock before the handoff here to Newton. Does a nice job to twist his way forward to the 37. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. 2:34 and winding. Nally not using the timeout yet. 24 on the play clock. Tommy Allison, the Walnut Grove head coach, told us earlier this week, we just want to be part of the club. Coming into this district, seeing the Lovejoys and the Annas, the Melissas, the Emersons, he said, we just want to be like that. We want to be one of those year in, year out programs that's in the mix. They're a 1st down away from winning the district. 3rd and 6. Hackney with nowhere to go, ripped down, and now Melissa will use that final timeout. It's 4th down and 8.
Yeah, Jacob Wasserman is able to get through free again. We've seen Wasserman, number 5. He's been playing so tough, but when that big fella gets downhill, getting penetration on this offensive line, he is unstoppable. How about that? Melissa's defense with another stance here, bringing up a 4th down. What is going to be the decision on the other end for the Wildcats?
We have not seen them traditionally punt all night. Anytime they have punted the football, it's been the quick kick with Hackney. Antoine Van Tonder is their punter if they ever were to set up in a traditional punt. It feels like a nervy situation to do something you haven't done all night long. You want to go out there and quick kick it with Hackney? That's fine, because I do feel like there's not a whole lot to be gained by going for the conversion here on 4th down. It's a 2-score game with $1:58 left. Punt the football away and force them to go 80, 85, 90 yards to get one of those 2 scores. We'll see what they do here. Out of the timeout. Hackney clapped for the snap, points to the far side as a defensive lineman from Melissa flinched a bit. Logan Diamore did, but he stayed on side, and now Hackney will quick kick it away. Nobody back there for Melissa to field it, and it's going to check up inside the 5-yard line. Downed at the 4. Zayden Crane there to down it, and Melissa's 96 yards away from the first of 2 scores that they need in the final minute and 51 seconds.
Well, it is going to take a miracle. Something improbable happening here. Again, in minute 51, and all night we haven't seen this Melissa offense, able to strike quickly. We've seen it on the other side for the Wildcats. Right now, they've got to pick up something big, and they got to pick it up fast.
No timeouts for Melissa. A minute 51, and they need 2 scores. Schuback near side for Nye. Dug it out of the dirt and made the catch for a 1st down. What a catch from the senior, Jacob Nye.
Saying that he dug it out of the dirt is really an understatement. This is a guy that can high point the ball and also able to get his hands underneath the ball like that.
1st and 10. Schuback looking for Nye again, and it's dropped. Should have been intercepted. Van Tonder couldn't hang on to it.
That's a dangerous throw, and Jacob Nye is compromised. I don't know if it's something with his calf, but he's hobbled.
Yeah, you can see it there at the tail end of the replay that he is not moving full speed. He's still out there, but he is not the weapon he would be at full strength, trying to fight through it. Far side, that one is picked off. Noah Salloway with the interception, and that'll do it. Walnut Grove, 1st year UIL program. 136 away from an 8-1 start to the year.
And that's just miscommunication on that throw from Noah Schuback to his intended receiver. he doesn't break underneath it well enough. And, man, that is a costly mistake right there for the Melissa offense. And this is one of those games that's highly contested. We came in thinking, man, this is, we want to set eyes on this Walnut Grove team. Well, they are absolutely amazing. Amazing to watch.
Hackney with the kneel down. The Melissa Cardinals will miss the playoffs in 2024. They will drop their third district game of the year. They'll fall to 4-3 in district. Frisco Emerson done with their season 5-3. Melissa can do no more than match that, and Emerson won the head-to-head. Melissa, a team that was a bona fide state championship contender preseason, 9th in the preseason state rankings, one of the best teams in the state. And none of that changes, by the way, with losing this football game tonight. But that's how good this district is. They will not make the postseason. Hackney with one more kneel down, and Walnut Grove can put this thing to bed. Tommy Allison told us this week it was November 1st of 2023 that they began the process of building toward this season, their first UIL season. And exactly a year later, the freshman QB with the final kneel down, and Tommy Allison's club is going to win the district in 4-5A Division II in their first year in the UIL.
Oh, I just got to say it. I mean, I really do. Without having a lot of knowledge about this team, and you even talk to the coaching staff and, ask these guys how they're getting it done, I'm not saying that they're playing it coy, but Mike, they're just like, we just got a team. And Coach Allison understands that he's come in to this Walnut Grove program. He's establishing the culture, but he understands that there has to be some buy-in. All of these kids have bought into everything that he's selling to this program. And what you see in front of you is a team that goes out and they play with so much pride, energy, and effort. For all the intangibles, for all the measurables that guys are measured by to say who is a good or great football player, I can just tell you this is a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
And they play as one. This is just absolutely phenomenal to see an offense play the way that they do, and to see a defense play the way that they do. I tell you what, man, this is outstanding. This is outstanding. And Walnut Grove came from nowhere. If you look at the preseason polls and what they were talking about, they predicted these guys to finish no greater than 6th place. I think they proved everybody wrong.
Did they ever? 37-28, the final score tonight. Walnut Grove behind 3 touchdown passes from Hayes Hackney, all in the first half. 3 Dominic Ciano field goals in the second half, and a out-of-nowhere tremendous performance from the Wildcats defense in the second half, and they get the win. I do want to spotlight a young man that's on your screen right now, number 78 from Walnut Grove, Matthew Graham. You may have seen it right after this game ended. Number 16 from Melissa, Antonio Sparks, was down on the ground in tears, realizing the enormity of the moment a senior Sparks is, that they won't make the postseason this year, that his career is going to end 6 days from tonight at Denison. And it was Matthew Graham, the senior from Walnut Grove, that went over and tried to console Antonio Sparks and pick him up in what is a very difficult moment for all of these Melissa seniors, because, again, the expectations were so high for this program. Very cool moment for Matthew Graham and from Antonio Sparks as well, because you know what? That is the emotion of Texas high school football on full display, as is what's on your screen right now. What a season from the Walnut Grove Wildcats. A win against Independence a week from tonight will be the finishing touches on a district championship in their first year as a UIL program. Unbelievable. More when we return on Friday Night Football.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Rowlett at Saxe. Stream the broadcast free next Thursday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer.
Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score.
Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA+.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
And now, the Texas Day Brazil on fire player of the game.
Who else could it be, Heckma Harrison, but Hayes Hackney, the freshman QB from Walnut Grove. This touchdown pass just before halftime to Luke Watkins, dropping it in the bucket to tie the game at 28. One of just 3 touchdown passes on the night for Hackney. 20 of 34, 342 passing yards, and the 3 TDs. How on earth is this young man 14 years old?
Well, I guess, you know what? Now that he takes his helmet off, he looks 13.
You're right.
You know, and the legend grows now for Hayes Hackney, and just absolutely outstanding game he's played. We came in talking about Cam Newton, that running game, and how Melissa was going to have to contend with that, but it was the passing game that really outdid them at every turn. 376 yards of total offense, 342 through the air for Hackney. And I'm telling you, he never flinched. He never flinched, even when there was pressure on him, even when they were just, all around him. They never forced him to make any mistakes, and that's a freshman. Taking a picture with all of the cheerleaders. Don't tell me he's not popular, that he's not popular at his high school. I tell you what, it is warranted. What an outstanding performance by number 2. And you wake up in the morning, I know you're like me, you look at all of the numbers and you look at stats and you're like, okay, who are these guys playing? Who are they beating? How is this kid playing like this? But just getting eyes on him and seeing him personally, this kid is a gamer and a baller.
An unbelievable performance from the freshman QB, leading his team to a district championship in the deepest district in North Texas, 4-5A Division II. 37-28, the final score. I'm told by the folks back in-house we are better off to stretch here and just kind of run right through our hit on WFAA. So we'll stay on the air here for a moment longer. We're not in a position where we can flip around and jump on high school game night.
Yeah, just amazing. This has been an amazing game from start to finish. The first half, Mike, we had our questions. We were like, look, defense didn't show up at all to this game. First one to 50, probably is going to win. But then all of a sudden the defense shows up. And, man, it came down to who was going to make the mistakes. You started to see those mistakes starting to happen in the second half for Melissa. Those interceptions, I think, was genuinely their undoing. Man, look, it's hard to describe the season that Melissa had. They put up so many numbers through the air. Noah Schuback had an amazing season, but for it to end like this, I know they have another game, but for them not to be able to go to the playoffs, as Coach Nally said, there's going to be a fifth team in this district. That's going to be a really good team that's going to be out of the playoffs, and unfortunately, it's his team.
The Melissa Cardinals, again, preseason number 9 in the state rankings. One of the very best teams in the state. I think you could have made the argument coming into tonight. There's an upper crust of 5A D2. SOC, PNG, Alamo Heights, that, okay, those are the real, hey, those 3 or 4 teams have got the best chance to win a state championship. But then there were 8 to 12 more teams that, hey, if they get hot, they could. They could go win a state title. 5 of those 8 to 12 teams, I would argue, were from this district, including Melissa. And their season will not extend past November 7th. That's how good this district is. Our WFA audience joining us now. Let's show you the touchdown pass from Hayes Hackney, who was named our player of the game tonight just before halftime. One of 3 touchdown passes from Hackney in this football game. This one was an absolute dime to Luke Watkins to tie the game at 28 as time expired in the first half. And 3 second-half field goals from Walnut Grove end up being the difference in this football game. 37-28 the final score, and Walnut Grove, with a win next week against Independence, will win a district championship in their first year as a full-blooded UIL program here in 4-5AD2. Heckma Harrison, an unbelievable season.
It's amazing. It is amazing, and all the numbers did not tell you the true story about this team. Coach Allison, when we talked to him, and I've said it plenty of times, he just continued to say, look, it don't make no sense what we're doing. And it's the belief and the buy-in literally by this team that I think is really outstanding. In the open, what did I say? It just reminds me of the basketball team full of guys, 5'5", 5'8". None of them can touch the backboard, but they all play like their lives depend on it. And this is a complete team from top to bottom, everybody playing their role. And when Coach Allison said, look, we only have one guy on our team that has a Division I offer. Everybody else, they're just guys. And that just tells me that these guys are playing with no ego. They're playing together. But it's so good to see it, and I can say this to everybody else in 5A. If you have Walnut Grove coming in the playoffs, do not underestimate this team.
Joe Trahan and folks back at WFA, if you haven't already taken it back to you guys. He's in Carrollton tonight for Newman Smith for their game tonight, and West Mesquite. Joe, back to you if you haven't already taken it from us. One, yes, do not underestimate this football team, because it would seem anyway team after team has made that mistake. I wouldn't accuse Melissa of that. I think by now it was fully known these guys are for real. But I mean, shoot, even the 2 coaches, Matt Nally and Tommy Allison, have known each other for like 20 years, have got a ton of respect for each other. They were ribbing each other pregame. Yeah. Tommy Allison won a state championship at Cayuga back in 2009, and Matt Nally's like, hey, they only lost 1 game all year, and that was to my team back in that 2009 season. They've known each other for a while. They got a ton of respect for each other. And Allison said it to me pregame. He's like, it feels like we're the little giants out here. Like, they're the Cowboys, we're the little giants from the 1993 movie. We're the ones that have got all the puny kids. They got all the 4- and 5-star recruits. And now he's like, dude, come on. You're not fooling anybody anymore. And they come out and play the way that they did tonight and put on the show that they did. And here they are, again, officially 1 win away from a district championship. They do need to take care of their business 1 week from tonight against Frisco Independence. But they are now 6-1 in district, 8-1 overall on the year. And the story of the Texas high school football season.
I think the funniest thing that Coach Allison said, and I'll tell you what, man, if you ever get a chance to talk to Coach Allison, he is a great conversation one. But this guy has no ability to tell you a lie. He is going to tell you the truth no matter what, even if it hurts him. And he's talking about the size of his team. He's like, Heckma, I got a nose guard that's 5'9", 285 pounds. When we come out on the field and we see there's 6'7", 6'8" guys over there on the offensive line, I'm just going to tell my guys, don't even look at them. If there was a way for us not even to warm up on the same field so my guys don't go get psyched out by the size of this team, I would do it. But, man, he didn't need that. He didn't need any of that. His guys came out. They play so hard. They compete for him. And, man, the offense that they're calling, everything about this team, I am absolutely a fan of Prosper Walnut Grove.
I'm mystified by this football team. I really am. Freshman starting quarterback, one kid with a Division I offer, playing in this district with a Melissa team that's loaded with college kids, with a Lovejoy team that's loaded with college kids, with an Anna team that won a state title a year ago in 4AD1, with an Emerson team that went to the state semis a year ago in 5AD2. Emerson folks celebrating tonight, by the way, thanking Walnut Grove for helping them get to the postseason. And yet they come out and do what they've done all year long against all logic, against all football reason, but that pace is hell to keep up with.
Yes, it is.
And that opens up opportunities for Hayes Hackney and for Cam Newton, and they know how to find the open grass and capitalize upon it. Tonight it was more so in the passing game than in the running game. The last 2 weeks, Newton went nuts, almost 500 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns their last 2 weeks against Anna and Lovejoy. Tonight, Hackney carried the offense. He and Watkins did the job. Zayden Crane as well, John Hudson as well. They carried the offense, 342 passing yards on the night, and they lead the way. But it doesn't matter where it comes from. They'll figure out a way to find whatever open grass you're going to give them and capitalize upon it and go hang 37, 41, 52, 63, whatever on you and walk away with another win.
Yeah, amen to that, brother. Amen to that. And this is something wonderful to witness. And I tell you, I'll say it again. Coach Allison has established one heck of a culture in Prosper.
I am intrigued, and I'll leave you with this one thought, or I'll ask you this one last question, I should say. Walnut Grove has now shown they've got the teeth to handle a Lovejoy. They've got the teeth to handle a Melissa. Can they work their way into that next pantheon of 5AD2 teams? They keep showing they can beat all these different teams. I know that is a completely different pantheon. I know.
Yeah.
But they keep checking boxes.
Yeah.
And it's like, at what point do you stop believing?
Yeah, and look, here's the thing. For every P&G, for every South Oak Cliff, I think that's where things change. You know, there's this level, and then there's that level.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen that yet. So that's what I'll be waiting on.
We haven't yet. There's nothing I'm going to put out of reach for this football team after what we've seen them do over the last couple of weeks. What a performance from Walnut Grove tonight. Hayes Hackney, 342 and 3 touchdown passes to lead the way. And the Wildcats are a win next Friday away from a district championship in their first year as a UIL program. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, our director, Clay Marshall, our photographers, Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our statistician tonight, Robert Walton, digital coordinators back in-house, Pete Friedman and Zachary Giannis, Heckma Harrison alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. Good night from Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. Walnut Grove has arrived. We'll see you next week on Friday Night Football.